No, I love that intro. I'm sorry. I think that's fire. Hey guys, hope you're having a great night. Staying warm. I guess there's another storm coming. Wow. one of the four of us is here. I guess the important one who starts the show. I want to thank everybody for taking time out of your evening tonight to join us. Namar, what's good? No, like, subscribe, ring that bell. Yo, AK, what is good? I'm going to have AK on here in a little bit. I'm waiting for my other partners in crime so that we can discuss what's been going on today. And I really want to have AK on because I've heard some news today. I'm not going to break up, speak it now. I want to wait till I get my guy AK on here and let's see what he has to think about it. I'm sure he knows where I'm going. Now, there's a lot of news going on right now in the NFL. Some good, some bad. Like I said, I want to wait till my partners get here before I delve into anything. I can't jump ahead of the program too much. I mean, you guys come to watch all four of us sit here and talk. So I will speak on the offensive line coach that we got. It's new. Give me a minute here. Let me hit the Bird app so I can remember this guy's name so I know exactly who I'm talking about. If it'll load for me here, or somebody knows it in the chat. I should have done it on my phone. Yeah, it's even loading there. The Washington football team, they're going to have their new name tomorrow. Bobby Johnson. Thank you, Taj. Yes, Bobby Johnson, coach. What's good, my guy? What do you guys think about the hiring of Bobby Johnson here? Now, we're not getting Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey did sign with the Bills. I don't blame him in a way. I mean, if he wanted to go off on his own and do what Brian Daboll did because he was with Saban, he was with Belichick, but then he went off on his own. He went to the Bills and he showed that in 4 years, that he can run a offense. He could be an OC. He's good at it. He doesn't have to worry about that Belichick tree following him. Now, Ken Dorsey, now he's going to be the guy in charge of Josh Allen. So in a way, I mean, he's going to have to keep up and make sure that Josh Allen produces. Now, Jade, what's good? Champ is here, definitely. Jersey Life, thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it. And we still do. Yes, Taj, we do. Doing good, my guy. Doing good. Staying warm. We do have some good OC candidates, but this old line coach, this is what intrigues me though. I mean, this guy, he teaches different techniques. I don't know if you saw some of the videos that he's done with the Bills. He does a lot of crab techniques. He does inside out blocking schemes. That way you don't get beat on the inside. Then you take your guy to the outside. That creates the hole for the quarterback. That's why you see Josh Allen with room in front of him all the time to run. It's going to be interesting to see what this guy can do. We get a couple of free agent linemen in here that already know how to play the football game. We get some younger guys in here, get some development, get some growth, start building our own guys, start signing our own guys, giving them second-year contracts, get that development, get the young guys. This is what's going to take so much time to do. It's not something that, look, I know we say we could be good overnight, and we could be good. We should have been better when we were last year, but the injuries just went right through our team, and there was nothing we could do about it. And we did not have the depth. That's a sign of depth. So there's more to it than scheme, and that's what Shane understands. That's what Daboll understands. That's what they've been harping on, guys, is they got to get the talent in here. They got to get the depth. They got to get the production out of these guys that they draft. They got to be smart with their draft. I like everything that they've been talking about. I like everything that they've been saying. And this guy, if we could get, we talked about it last year. If we can have a offensive line that ranks anywhere from 14, 15, 16 in the NFL, we could have probably gone somewhere. Might have been able to win some games. There's out windows here because this is killing me. I got a new computer coming. So, and that's just it. Okay, so now we got an O-line coach. All right, but the OC is going to have to work with that O-line coach. But the OC is probably going to want to bring in his guys too. So we might have a little bit of a conflict coming up. So that leads me to, will Pep Hamilton work with our O-line coach? Is he willing to have him there? All right, so we've been hearing how everybody has to work in cohorts with the other person. They want everybody that's going to get along. There's going to be no inter-rivalry between coaches and staffs, and everyone's got to be on the same page. I like what that's going on right now. Yeah, when my partners get here, we're going to get into that probably. That's the hottest topic right now, Jaden. I like where you guys are going with the thinking and everything, but now remember, these guys have to work together. These guys have to be involved with each other. They have to have the same vision. So we hired an O-line coach before we got our OC. So I'm kind of nervous about that a little bit, not going to lie. So, Steve, what's good? Appreciate y'all for popping in. Everybody's, oh, my wife is killing things over there again, so you'll have to bear with her because she's she's getting excited. It's all good though. All right, Miz, I dropped you the link in the comment or in the Twitter. Hopefully you got your snowblower fixed because I know there's another storm coming. So okay. Sorry about that, folks. So let's see what the game plan is. There's still gonna be more interviews to go because we're gonna need a quarterbacks coach. So who are they gonna get for that? I think we're pretty much done with getting anybody off the Bills. I think that's done. I don't want any more Bills coaches, to be God's honest truthful with you. I want to bring guys in from different areas that are teachers, like what he said. Now, Judge had the right idea. He said the right things. He just could not get it done. Okay, that's plain and simple. Or should I say he wasn't allowed to get it done? Or should I say he was hindered at getting it done? I think a lot of us are now realizing with everything that's coming out in the league right now, with all these hires and staffs and interviews, and with the news coming out about Gettleman and everything and Mara and everything, Judge was just in a bad place, the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm not making excuses for the guy. I'm not trying to hype him up saying he should have, but that's one of the reasons why I was fighting so hard for him to be here. He got a really raw deal. I think we can all agree on that. But the new guy's in, the new staff's in, the new GM's in, everything's changed around. So who's going to be the quarterbacks coach? Who's going to be the wide receivers coach? Now, I did see we're going to keep our special teams coordinator, which I like. I really like that move too, because we were top 10 in special teams. This guy's been through 3, 4. He was with Coughlin. He was with McAdoo. He was with Shermer. He was with Judge. And now he's with Debble. So, look, I mean, if this guy could go through that many coaches and stay on the team year after year after year after year, we got something as a special teams coordinator. I really like that. I love what they're doing here. They're still trying to keep the guys. They're seeing talent. These guys are not just clearing house to clear house. They're seeing talent with Patrick Graham. Now, Jim Harbaugh's going to Minnesota. Chances are he's going to be the new Minnesota coach. So chances are we're probably going to retain Patrick Graham. I am not. I sent it to you right to your Twitter link, my guy. Let me, I'm going to have to freeze my computer up again. Let me resend it to you. Oh, that didn't work. Hey, no, don't do that. New window. There we go. All right, let me hit the bird. Bird. Twitter. Copy. Messages. Yeah, look in your messages, Ms. And there's Ms. Paste. Send. I just sent it to you through your Twitter. You should just be able to click right on that link and jump right in. You got to look in your messages. It'll be in the bottom right-hand corner. So, oh, man, we're just talking NFL football. We're talking the Giants right now. What's going on with the Giants? The moves they're making. Ken Dorsey's not coming. I'm not 100% upset about that. I'm not really 100% upset about that, and I'll tell you why. I want to see what Dable can do without some of his guys. You know what I mean? I almost want to see, well, what can he put together. Now, he's been in the league for 21 years. I'm sure he's got connections. We definitely know he's got connections with Bill Parcells. So maybe he's reaching out and trying to figure out, who he wants to interview. Shane, who does he think could be the OC here talking? Because he's going to have some connections, but in different areas. Well, I mean, there might be names that pop up that we're not even expecting. Sato, what is good? I appreciate you guys being here, man. I love having the Giants talk and the Big Blue crew here. We're working on getting them all in here. We all know Lou has his kids. He's got family, the family first. That's how we all are. So, back to we're just going to go with the coach's step. There he is. There's my guy. There's it is. There. Yeah.
He's nothing without me.
I can say the same thing. I'm nothing without my wife either. Sure, I get licked. I'll switch with you.
Stupid.
So, what do you think about the new offensive line coach? Who do you think will be the OC? Because we're going to have guys that are going to gel, and I'm kind of worried that we hired an O-line coach before an OC.
Hey, what's up, Steve? What's up, everybody? I don't know what they're going to do for offensive coordinator. I don't know who he's going to pick.
I mean, it could be somebody we're not even thinking of.
I heard the O-line coach is good. I don't know much about him.
Well, he likes to do it. He likes to do a crab. He likes to do a crab inside out blocking scheme. That's why Josh Allen always has that pocket, because they clear out. They want to get him to the inside of the guy and move him to the outside. That's what he likes to do in his blocking scheme. So it opens up the middle and gives the quarterback lanes so that they can't flop the balls down. The defensive line can't jump up and flop the balls. So I kind of like it. I'm interested to see where he's going to go. I do think we're going to need some O-linemen in free agency. I can't wait for that to start happening. That's going to be soon. What's good, Adam?
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess if you're going to go with a guy like Jones, that makes a lot of sense.
Right. Because but who's going to be the quarterback's coach? Who's going to be the wide receivers coach? I do like that we retained our special teams guy. I was talking to that with the guys. So, I mean, we were top 10 special teams.
Right.
That's it. I think Graham's going to stay because I think Harbaugh is going to be in Minnesota.
Yeah, Harbaugh is supposed to go there tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that they're going to be choosing him. So Graham's going to be here, which I figured, which is fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it is. Now, I don't know why they would do it this way, but Patrick Graham finished up his second interview today, okay? Patrick Graham was with Harbaugh in San Francisco. What if they're bringing in Harbaugh to just discuss some of these head coaching candidates? Because Harbaugh does have a new contract sitting on his desk at Michigan right now. So, I mean, what if they're going to bring him and Harbaugh in to discuss Patrick Graham? Tell me about it, just like a sit-down friendly, because Harbaugh might say, I'm going to stay at Michigan, but he does want to come to the NFL, but it's just an idea to throw out there.
I think that basically I think they're doing with Graham what a lot of teams do for the same thing that Flores is bitching about the Giants right now. They're You know,
No.
some people won't like this, but it's just the reality. They're just they're satisfying the Rooney Rule. To be honest with you, I just feel like that's what they're doing with Graham, and that's exactly what the Giants did with Flores. Even though he was a candidate, definitely, but I think we all know the Giants were going with Dabo from a while ago.
I agree, Chris. I
So
do.
now you got to face this problem that this guy is going to cause. So we'll see. I know it's a big topic and people are waiting to get to it. So
yeah, I know they are. It's a hot topic too, and look, I really it's part of the NFL, unfortunately, and I hate that we have to talk about something like this when we're so excited right now as Giants fans. We're getting a new stable of coaches. We got a new GM. Things are looking up for our team. We're excited about the draft. We're excited about free agency. And unfortunately, this has to happen. And that really brings everybody down. And then that's where sides are chosen again. Unfortunately, battle lines are drawn. And, it's a part of life. And I hate that we're going to have to go through this all over again. But look, Flores was the first guy John Mara reached out to. Okay. And then they made some phone calls. We don't know what those phone calls were about. But every head coach or GM candidate that the Giants brought in here said, I want to interview Flores as the head coach.
Joey, back in 1 minute. Go ahead and listen.
All right. That has nothing to do with the Rooney Rule, guys. That has everything to do with his credibility. Mara called him personally before the GMs even started, before we started getting the second interviews and all of that. Everybody we've interviewed has talked highly about you. We want you on the list to be a candidate for a head coach. Now, it did come down to the wire, but even if you get that message, I hate Twitter. I hate, Richard Nixon had phone tapes, and I get it. It's out there now. He was still choosing. He was still the number one choice of all the GMs the Giants selected that they wanted to interview. Now, what happened is his past caught up to him a little bit down in Miami. They called people in Miami, and it's just like the kids coming out of college. They have investigators that go through these kids' timelines, these back lines. There's so much money involved in NFL right now. They're worse than the IRS when it comes to background checks and stuff like that and audits. All right. So, and that when you leave on bad terms, somebody always has something bad to say about you. But I will say this for Flores. He impressed the Giants enough when he went there for the interview. All right. It kind of delayed Daboll who was going to be the head coach. So that tells me that he went in there and he had a fair shot. And that's without the Rooney Rule. That's with exterminating the Rooney Rule. He wasn't brought in for the Rooney Rule. You don't bring in the first guy, in my opinion. Yes. And that's just it. If you've got a company, if you've got people, that you're relying on dependent, you want the best guy available, right? That's what I want. Unfortunately, he was told to wait before making a decision.
I can't stay. I gotta come back and go out of the truck.
Now, see, I really want to treat this. I want to treat this situation like DeAndre Baker. Because the minute it came out that DeAndre Baker stole money, had a gun in his hand, yada, yada, this and that, everybody flew off the handle and said he was guilty. Get rid of him, kick him off the team, fire him. He shouldn't be in the yada, yada. And then all of a sudden, little pieces started coming out. And a little bit more started coming out. And then all of a sudden, DeAndre Baker was being blackmailed. Completely innocent. But all that harm was already out there. All that damage had already been done. And I get it. You guys want to talk about it, but this is, it's just like Deshaun Watson, man. We still don't have enough information. We have no information, really. We have a text message, and at least we have the text message, and we can make our opinions, and there's nothing wrong with that. So he was told by Mara, wait till we get a GM. We want to interview. Yes, Flores probably thinking Mara called me, must be getting the job. Yeah. But, he's got to realize that, just because he was the first call, first one hired, first one interviewed, usually you do have the best chance of getting that position. So, and Chris is, he wanted Deshaun Watson. He can go to the Texans and get his job, get his guy. Unless the Dolphins were pushing for him to get Deshaun Watson, which is why he was willing, because I saw where it came out in I forget what year. It was on Twitter, though. One of the reporters put it out there that he was looking to get a high-profile quarterback. Tom Brady wanted to go to Miami and not the Buccaneers. But Flores was the head coach, which is why Brady went to the Buccaneers. So there's a lot to this. There's more going on than meets the eye that we're going to unfortunately have to wait. And I hope to God this is not Flores getting set up. I really do. I like the guy. I think he's going to be a good coach. He might be like a scoring lover right now, Adam, but I can't make that decision right now. I just can't. I don't know all the info. I don't know what's going on with that owner. I don't know what's going on with that GM. I don't know. I got to wait for more information to break before I can really, it was a weird mistake. Why even come up with it? Why come out with it? Look, Belichick, if he knows how to operate Twitter, I mean, we've all sent mistake messages to people before, butt dialed or whatever. Oh. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's what I mean. I gotta wait, man. I'm not gonna jump on no trade. I don't know. I honest to God, I don't know at the end of the interview 4 days later. I don't get it. To me personally, the Rooney Rule is a fraud. It's a fake. However, I think it's designed to work like how Poles got the GM with Chicago. Poles was brought in because of his resume. There wasn't really a lot of talk about Poles until me and Pat really started rolling with it when we were all having that GM discussion debate. And then all of a sudden he got an interview with the Giants. Well, other teams were like, well, why are they interviewing this guy? And all of a sudden they start looking. And I think that's the idea behind it, is for guys to get interviewed. Ooh, I got to mute Mrs. Mike there. He's getting. I think that's part of it. I like that concept. Somebody got interviewed and it brought him to light of other teams, and he got the GM position with the Bears. But I don't like that it's also thought of that, okay, I just have to bring him in, interview him, and then I can hire who I want. I don't like that idea. That's not fair for anybody or anything. Oh, I had to mute you there for a minute there.
When we talk,
not just talking about the Rooney Rule. I like how it brought to light that Poles got the GM interview with the Giants and he got the job with the Bears. But I don't like how the Rooney Rule is like, okay, well, I just have to bring in a couple of guys, interview them, then I can hire who I want. Just to say, look, Rooney was one of the leaders when it comes to looking at its staff, the best guy. All right. He wants to make sure everybody had a fair chance. All right. But this is still it has to be. Now it really has to be elevated and broken down and discussed with ownership how to make it better. It's a starting point, but there's a lot of room that needs to be improved upon it.
Put ice on it. Yeah, Joe. Maybe the guy has a point. The league's always been this way. It's not something new. But you come off as a salty man when you come out right after someone else has been hired, and you start making all these accusations. Here's the truth. We all knew 2 weeks ago the Giants were going to hire Harbaugh. Okay, we knew this. We knew he was the most 90% the guy. When they hired the GM from Buffalo, you knew this guy was coming with him.
Right.
Flores knew that he's arrogant. He has an ego, and he thought he could come here and win the job. And I think somewhere in his mind, I don't know where, he thought that he did win the job. But the job was never his. And if the Giants gave him an interview to satisfy the Rooney Rule, I got news for people. That's not the first time, and it's not the millionth time that that's happened in this league.
Right.
So it goes up all the time, whether it's right or wrong. Yeah, I understand it might be wrong, but you're an owner of an organization. You own your own business, right? You have your right to hire who you want to hire or who you think is right for the job in your company. You can't tell an owner who to hire according to his color, religion, or whatnot. You know what I mean? It's a complicated matter. I get it.
I get it.
Is the league racist, a slay? Yes, there probably is racism in the league, a slay. Yes, there probably is. But guess what? I don't see white people screaming, how come I don't get a running back position because I'm white? How come you don't give me that wide receiver position because I'm white? Because the league is 90% African American. Let's keep it real now. It goes both ways.
No,
I get what people are saying. Yes, there's some truth to it. You know, I know it's complicated. I know. I get it. But don't sit here and scream that Mara's racist because that's not true.
Look, John Mara is.
Joel, was Jerry Reese the GM of this organization?
Yeah. Yeah, Jerry Reese was the GM. Look at Patrick Graham, the defensive coordinator. We've got other coaches, the special teams coordinator. Isn't he African American?
Who's that?
We have
Who?
the special teams coordinator. He's African American, right?
Yeah.
This new O-line coach we got.
The Giants are an easy target. The Giants are an easy target because they've never had an African American head coach. I get it, but I don't think that's purposely. Like, I don't think they go out of their way to avoid African American coach.
Let me just ask this question.
That's just the way it's worked out.
Let me ask this question, okay? This is for everybody in the chat too. What's the worst part on the Giants right now? What's the absolute worst part of this team is the offense, right? How is hiring a defensive coordinator for a head coach or a defensive guy for head coach going to fix this offensive team? We've got to have a head coach that is a good OC head coach type player. He's got to be offensive based because we have a guy on defense right now in Patrick Graham. It only makes sense for you hire for your weakness. Isn't that what people do in the professional business? You hire people for your weakness. It's not, man. For me, it's nothing about race. I just want the best freaking guy that's there. That I want the smartest guy. I want the guy that knows how to do his job. I want the guy that can hit on the late round picks. I want the guy that's in that damn building at 4:00 in the morning. I want that guy that drives through a snowstorm and gets there. I want a guy that I don't have to hear is fighting with the O-line coaches. I want a guy that I can hear that he's not trying to fire somebody a year ago. I want a guy in here that the team's not going to quit on. I want a guy that's in here that can be a leader, that he gives his words, that the team follows, that these players follow. Look at Stephon Diggs. Did you guys see what Stephon Diggs wrote about Brian Daboll when he became the Giants head coach? That's the type of guy I want. He left the team, and his players said, you better take care of that man. You better respect that man because he's going to give you a rope. And when you hang yourself, you're going to be done.
Right.
He's not a pushover. Hey, we'll be out in 30. All right, Pat. I'm just waiting on Lou. This is right. I want the best guy that's going to take this team and make us win games. He's going to put this team into a winning position. He's going to use the timeouts right. He's not going to go through 4 offensive coordinators in a year. All right, there's more to Brian Flores right now going on with what happened in Miami than meets the eye. All right, now if he wants to be salty and he wants to sue, that's his right. This is America. Now, we could say he's being petty. We could say he's being foolish. We could say he's being led around by the nose, but it's his right. If he feels like he's disgruntled, or if he was, if he feels like he was undermined, or he feels that he wasn't given a fair shake, he has that right. All right, that's like a woman, saying that, oh, I was raped, and then calling her a liar. Get out of here with this. Oh my God. That's what I try. It's the same scenario, man. Let the system play out. Let's see how this goes instead of just making a jump reactionary video as to what's going on. Let's look at this logically, okay? Let's give him the time. Let's give Flores the time to get his case together. He might have something. He really might. And this might change the Rooney Rule. This might change the NFL, or it might destroy him. One of two things are going to happen. He's either going to get blackballed, or he's going to be a game changer when it comes to the NFL, when it comes to this hiring process. Maybe this is something the NFL needs. Is something, a kick in the ass. Things have to change. And there's only one way for them to change, and that's action. So you guys can say, well, he's acting childish. It's still an action. He's still trying to do something that he feels was wronged by him. It's like, look at the lady at McDonald's. She won $1 million because the damn cup didn't say hot coffee on it. And now McDonald's, that's why it says hot coffee on the goddamn styrofoam cup. Let's use some human nature here. Let's respect both parties until information is out there and received, and not fight about it, but communicate about it. Express your feelings, but do it in a natural way. Do it in a human way. It's all about being human. It's about being kind. We always tell our kids to respect other people's wishes or respect other people's opinions. But yet if an opinion like this comes out, Miz, we all go off the deep end. We all, no, man, I got to follow the lemmings into the sea. Man, stand off to the side. Be yourself. Use your eyeballs. See what's going on. It might just be another case of people trying to diversify us, to keep us separated, to keep that division, that split right down the middle, so that hatred is still there, and it always is there. Come together for a guy instead of, well, it's the owners because they're rich. No, it's the black man because he's poor. No, it's look, you can say what you want about Flores, but he had a title as a head coach in the NFL for 2 or 3 years. He earned the respect to get that job. People were saying how Miami was a playoff contender with him as a head coach. There was nothing but good things to be said about him for the last 3 years. And this year, when they went 7-1 at the end of the season, people were hyping this man up. And now all of a sudden, he feels disrespected. And everybody's got to jump the ship and say, you know what? Well, he's an idiot. He feels like he was stood up at the prom no, man. Miz, if you feel disrespected, you do things by the law system. If somebody comes up and punches you in the face, instead of sitting there, man, oh, I'm a man. No, I'm going to sue your ass. I'm going to hit you where it hurts, right in the wallet. The wallet's going to hurt more than any friggin' punch retaliated with. It's just like a penalty on the field. Who's the guy that gets the penalty? The guy that reacts to the first push. Same scenario, man. It's the same stuff. They appreciate it, guys. So let's talk some football here. Let's give this man time to get his case together.
Mhm.
Let's get this man time to get his evidence out. All we have right now is one text message. Lou, you should have it in your Twitter, my guy.
Lou's asking for the link.
I sent you the link in Twitter.
Well, the only thing I'm worried about with this whole thing is that it doesn't cost us a draft pick somewhere.
You know what, Miz? If it does, it does.
No,
okay?
that's not good enough for me, man, because we're trying to rebuild here. These picks mean so much to us.
I get it. But you know what? I don't think it's going to cost us a draft pick. I think it's going to cost other teams draft picks. And I think it's going to cause other teams fines. Because what did Mara do that was so wrong? This was not... if this was Mara sending this message to him, if this was Tish, or if this was Shane, or if this was the Buffalo Bills organization, then we got a problem. But how the hell does Bill Belichick know, sitting up there in the Patriots? How do we know he's not trying to stir the pot a little bit?
Yeah, he is, because he wants to get back at the league. So.
Hey.
And then if it's true about Miami trying to get this guy to throw games, they're gonna have major problems.
All right, Lou, I'll hit it with you again. Copy. G Nation.
But to be honest with you, if you think
should
about
be above the poster you sent me, Lou. There it is again.
Yeah, if you think about it, I don't see where the Giants really did anything wrong. And you could accuse, but you don't have no facts about that. I accuse you of being racist. Well, what's your fact? Dare you because I felt the other guy fit our organization more? At this moment, when the Giants are trying to rebuild? You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? This might not be just... The Giants might just be in it in name only. Okay? Like I said, I've got to see before I can speculate on anything. And that's all it is right now is speculation. And here's our guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Lou. What's good?
What's up, fellas?
Hey, we're just
I
discussing.
Heard.
You heard?
Holy shit, that microphone's bigger than your head.
Dude, that's the one I sent him.
No, that's just the cushion on my head.
The Washington condoms. Yes, I saw that, Rick.
That's what that is. A Washington condom.
There we go. Yeah. Well, mine's bigger.
No.
Manscaped.
There's a lot of sides to this story.
No, listen. At the end of the day, the man got interviewed. The man didn't get the job. Right? Now, anything beyond that, none of us know. We weren't there. Right? What I can say is Mara reached out to him personally before he hired a GM, which shows that he had intentions of giving the man a shot.
Right.
Right. Then he hired a general manager who had his own guy in mind because they have a proven track record of success. Now, as far as Miami and all that other stuff, I can't speak to that. Right.
Right.
But now, reports are coming out that Jim Harbaugh is signing with the Vikings tomorrow. If that's the case, why did you just fucking keep Patrick Graham there for 9 hours interviewing him?
There you go.
Because then you're proving that what he's saying might be right.
Right.
Well, it is. It's been going on for years. Well, it's not like it just started.
Okay. This is not nothing new.
Right.
The cat's out the bag, right?
Right.
It's that quote unquote, Lou, that Rooney rule, you know?
Right.
What I mean?
Well, they added that in, and that's basically like affirmative action for the NFL.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But all they ended up doing is backdooring it and still finding a way to do what they want to do. So, it's complex, it's a bunch of bullshit, and until it all comes out, and it's never going to get fixed, right? And that's what people have been saying for a long time. The conversation has to take place in order for progress to happen. If you don't have the conversation, nothing's going to happen. It stays the same. If everybody tries to sweep it under the rug or keep it in the closet, nothing happens, and it stays the same.
Right.
But on to a more positive note.
Please.
11-6, I'm back on my bullshit. The Giants are going.
Well, what do you think about the O-line coach that we got in?
Well, I like the fact that we brought him in here. I like the fact that we kept McGahee as our special teams coach. But I'm telling you guys right now, Wink Martindale is our defensive coordinator. And don't be surprised if Kafka is our offensive coordinator.
You think so?
So what happens with Graham? Because I believe Harbaugh's becoming the head coach of the Vikings.
If that happens, Graham's got ties to Harbaugh.
Like you just said before,
if they give him that job, it's gonna give Flores a leg to stand on in court. They can't do it. Now they basically Flores just basically screwed Harbaugh out of a job and screwed his own career. But Patrick Graham is getting that job.
I don't think so. Look. You can't compare those two, man.
You can't compare them. You can't compare them. But if you say that you made this man sit there for 9 hours in an interview, and you got reports coming out that this man is hired already and he hasn't even been interviewed yet, then you just basically did exactly what he's saying was done.
Right.
So you proved the litigation for him. That will be cause for a litigator, for a lawyer to come and grab that same thing and make it case law. Just like when you're in the courtroom and you use a precedence, you would say, well, the case of Roe v. Wade says that you can legally have an abortion. Just an example. So that's called case law. So if they use, Flores is alleging that this is what they did to him, that the interview was just a ruse because they already had hired Dable. Well, no, that's not true. Okay, then the very freaking same day, you do the same thing with Patrick Graham and Jim Harbaugh.
Right.
So is it coincidence or is he telling the truth? So at this point, Roger Goodell is going to step in and force the Vikings to give this man a job. Or they're gonna have pie in the face and litigation. I'm telling you, Patrick Graham is the new head coach of the Vikings.
Links in your Twitter.
Oh shit! Hold on,
Pat. Links in your Twitter, and then we get the big blue crew together.
It says, Captain. This is by Pat Leonard, which we don't really like him anyway, but. Defensive captain Blake Martinez. This is from Adam.
Blake Martinez is endorsing Pep Hamilton for OC.
There you go.
Fellas, can you hear me?
What's up, Pat? But this is my only thing about this, and then Pat, you go ahead. This is my only thing about this.
Hit squad.
The league made a rule, so they basically allowing this to go on. Okay, underneath the title of that rule, the Rooney. And the thing is this, I'm an owner of a business. This is the case I'm making. And I'm not saying this guy's right or wrong. He might be on to something, obviously. I don't like the way he went about it. And, of course, yes, it's because my team's involved, obviously. But here's the thing. I'm the owner of a business. And I feel you're the guy I want to run my business right now. I have a right to hire who I want to hire, man. You can't come out and then start accusing the owner because he hired the other guy and not you. When we all freaking knew 10 days ago that guy was going to be the guy that was getting hired, according to the GM we brought in.
You got to put that on Belichick.
Well, Belichick's a senile retard unless he did this on purpose. I don't know.
You got to put that on Belichick because if that Flores was fine with the fact that he didn't get the job until he received that text. Because then when he received that text, it looks like, wait a minute. So you knew I didn't have the job before I did?
Right.
Like, so what kind of conversations are being held in the background?
Well, no, I agree.
No, but
I
that's
agree with
the
him.
thought process. That's the thought process that the wheels get to turn, and you're like, wait a minute.
Right.
So what kind of conversations are being had behind my back over here?
I think this is why he's mad. He basically got used to satisfy the Rooney Rule. He never got a fair chance, is what he's saying, which he's kind of might be right about.
Well, actually, that's not true because he was the third minority interviewed, and the Rooney Rule is 2.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know, but he's saying that he was interviewed after they already probably had decided who the coach was.
Well, I get what you're saying, but on as far as the used as a Rooney Rule, that don't have a leg to stand on because they had already interviewed 2 minorities prior to interviewing him, and the rule says that you have to interview 2.
Well, what I'd like to do here is I'd like to get Pat's take on this because he just popped in. And then I got a special guest coming on that's friends with all of us, AK Uncensored, Eagles Uncensored. He asked if he could jump on with us tonight. So I want to give Pat the floor for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever he wants. And then let's talk some football, guys. I think we covered this pretty well, but I definitely want to hear Pat's take on this.
What's going on, fellas? Sorry I'm late. I was out working for a second.
Hey, make that bread, man.
The whole take on it is the thing that's going to mess him up in court is that Mayer reached out to him first. Like he went out his way, like a couple of hours after Joe Judge was fired, he called Brian Flores. So that shows definite interest on Mayer's part. And a lot of people are not recognizing that. I think Mayer wanted Brian Flores, but he had to change his ways as far as the GM because he gave the GM carte blanche. And so if you would have went on ahead and hired Flores and Shane didn't want him, what does that do to Shane? That undermines him. Everybody knows Shane wanted Dabo over there. If you're a smart guy, if you watch football, everybody knows that you want to work with somebody that you can trust in a situation like this. This is not a great situation that he's coming to as far as the team being built. Now, as far as the job, it's a very good situation for him because it's an upgrade. As far as building a team, it's one of the worst ones that you could come into because of what the previous regime did. Now, also what's going to hurt him is they abided by the Rooney Rule before his second interview. So he can't use that in his argument either. Only thing he has to go on is text messages from Bill Belichick, probably texting the wrong Brian.
Yeah.
But if you read the text messages that say, hey, look, word around the league is that you're going to get that New York Giants job, that you're favored. You're the most favorite for that job.
So it wasn't like he was disclosing any hidden information. That's what the tweets and everything was reporting anyway.
Yeah, it didn't disclose any hidden information. He said, congratulations, you might get that New York Giants job as being rude, going around the league that you're favorite for the job. And that's not a crime. See, what I think this is this man is being salty because his coaching candidacy is low. Now, do I say that there's some fishy stuff going on in the NFL about hiring black coaches? Hell yeah, you know it is.
Yep.
You know it is.
Yep.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like that it isn't because you're lying. It's true. There is some fishy stuff going on about hiring black coaches. One of the main things I can't stand is that minority coaches don't get as much of a shot as their counterparts. A lot of these coaches get fired after 1 year. 1 bad year, 2 bad years, they're gone. So they don't get a fair shake in that area. Yes, I do see that, but in this case, I just don't see how much of a leg he has to stand on, especially when he said that thing about the Broncos being in 2019 by Elway and them coming in there late and drunk, and they say they have evidence that interview went very well. And no, they weren't late. So if they bring that evidence out, then he really doesn't have a leg to stand on. And my thing to Brian Flores, if that did happen in 2019, why you didn't say anything?
Well,
You
Rick
should have
brings
said
up a
something
good
right then and there.
Rick brings up a good point, Pat. What if this was a hack job? What if somebody got a hold of Flores' number and this, what if that comes out that Belichick really didn't? This did not come from Belichick. What if somebody was just out there and said, okay, well, I'm gonna get, because it does happen.
What if that happens? That would come out very soon, and Bill
It
Belichick would have said something immediately. Said, "I never
You-
texted him that."
You would think, but maybe PR people. We know how the PR world works.
Hacked text.
Dude, Lou, I mean, people are trying to get money. I mean, people try to get notoriety. People try to do anything they can to make themselves
Damn,
feel
Bill
better.
Belichick sent that fucking text. He already
Yeah.
said sorry and said I fucked up.
Well, I just said, what if? That's all I said is what if, okay? That's why I said at the beginning of this when we were talking about it, I don't have all the information. I
I
can't
know,
make.
but that's the kind of shit
What's up,
that
Mac?
gets us mad.
I
Because
know.
people always try to make a back door for this
I'm
shit.
not trying to make
Let's
a
call
back
it what
door.
it is. If it's proven that it's that, let's call it what it is.
I
Let's
will.
not make an escape hatch or a back door for this shit. Because that's why this shit continues to happen.
Lou,
Yeah,
my guy,
I agree. I agree.
I
with
know you're
Steve
not.
on that.
I know you're
Okay,
not. I was
okay,
just
okay.
making a general statement that that's why
No.
this shit continues.
That's why we talk about this stuff here. We can diversify and bring this up, and
Yeah,
that's why I love you guys. Do
that
anything
rumor
for
right
you.
there doesn't make any sense to me, because if Bill Belichick didn't text that, he would have said that immediately. So Bill Belichick did text that he has ties to Brian Dabo and Brian Flores. You probably clicked the wrong
They've
Brian.
all coached under him. All of them.
That's
Probably clicked the wrong Brian and said what he was supposed to say to Brian Dabo to Brian Flores.
And that's it.
Do I
He's an
think
old
that-
dude trying to use new technology with
right.
fat fingers.
well.
Trying to congratulate one of his guys for getting that Giants job.
Hey,
And he messed up and sent it to the wrong Brian.
I said I'm not.
Do I think what Bill Belichick did was a crime? No, I do not. I think he was trying to congratulate his guy about getting one of the premier jobs in the league as far as prestige, and he texted the wrong guy. I think Brian Flores is a little angry right now, and he saw that as a way to be like, "Oh, okay, so y'all trying to play me." And in this case, I really don't think he was played. I really think he was the favorite candidate to John Mara, but with everything that's going on with Tish and hiring a new GM,
man.
his hands were held, and they had to hire Brian Dabo.
I got Rick fired
Turn my
up.
headphones up. Turn my headphones up.
Yo, Rick, I'm
Do I
suing
sound
you.
good? Do I sound good?
Tell Rick I'm suing him for using my
Money,
name.
cash, money, cash, hoes. Money, cash, money, cash. No.
So, I mean, this whole subject here, and then they said the
Hey,
Dolphins
Pat,
were
I got
trying to
news for
pay-
you. Belichick going to be hearing from the league himself.
It might be.
Might be. I mean, this ain't the first time. He ain't worried about that. It ain't the first time he'll lose draft picks or anything. Shit, he's done way worse. I tell you that. Yeah, he's done way worse. But
Miz is suing the hair off his head.
now the team that might be in the most trouble is the Dolphins.
Right. Right.
Because if he can prove that they were telling him they were paying him to lose games,
$100,000 a loss,
and that's their ass.
$100,000 a loss.
That's a lot of money.
And then if they did offer him that, and he went on that 8-game win streak, kudos to Brian Flores for not selling
Integrity.
out.
Right.
Integrity.
Right.
Kudos to him. And I hope, if that is the truth, that he gets them for everything that they're worth. Now, as far as coaching career in the future, we have to see, because if it comes out that the NFL doesn't get any strikes at anything against them, his career is done. I'm telling you that now. If nothing happens to the NFL and they just reach a little mini settlement or something like that, I think his career is done.
He'll never coach again.
So this is a bold move. Whoever's advising him, they better make damn sure they got some ironclad evidence of this stuff. Because if this is just him being butthurt about being fired from the Dolphins and feeling a little played for the Giants, then this is not a good move on his part. Do I believe the Giants had some ill will towards Brian Flores? I'm a Giants fan. I'm going to say this. I'm going to wait till everything comes out for my answer.
Yep.
Because there could be some foul play on the Giants. Well, as I look at it right now, I would say no, because they reached out to this man hours after firing Joe Judge.
So
Right.
he was the first candidate.
The very first
in
candidate.
ownership's mind.
It wasn't just some random person it was actual ownership that got in touch with him. And I think he really believed he had that job until Joe Schoen was hired. And Joe Schoen, I can't blame him. If I'm going into a situation like this, I want to bring some soldiers that I know that I've worked with and I can trust.
But see, again, now this is why the Giants are always in some shit. Because Mara can't stay out of his own fucking way. If you fired your head coach and you know your general manager retired a few days before that, why is your ass reaching out to a head coach personally instead of conducting your general manager search and letting him do his job? This is what Mara always does. And because he couldn't keep his fucking hand out the cookie jar and discipline himself and let whoever he hires do his job, now look what we got to deal with.
Right. And
now,
without
it would
further
suck if we
ado,
lose one of our first round picks because of this. That would absolutely suck.
Yep. And without further ado, we covered this pretty good. The man that needs no introduction. He's a damn good person and a friend, even though he does root for the Eagles. AK Uncensored. What is good,
And
my
on
guy?
that note, I'm leaving. Boo. No,
What's going on, Kay?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. We're going to talk some football now. We got to get this. We got to get the mindset a little different here in the chat. This is kind of it's a topic that needs to be discussed, but damn it. What's going on with the rumors about your owner or your GM talking about Deshaun Watson?
I have no idea. I no, I know about it. I know about it, but I have no idea what's going on. Dude, I'm just rolling day to day with the punches. We'll see what happens. You know, if they do it, I will be heartbroken. But you know, it is what it is, man. You just kind of have to ride it out.
The rumor is because they think that they're a winning team. But the fact is,
what's the rumor going on?
The rumor going on is the Philadelphia Eagles think they're a winning team because they made it to the playoffs. But the facts are that they're going to get swept in 2022 by the New York Giants.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know about that
because we're going 11-6, and I'm back on my bullshit.
Well, I will say this. If we could beat y'all with the roster that we had this year and the problems that we had this year and held y'all to 3 points the whole first half of that second game with Jake Fromm at quarterback, and if we get some right pieces in here in the system, we'll see. But it's not. But we can't act
home Alabama.
Right, but we can't act like these guys ain't got 3 first-round picks themselves. Hopefully, Hugh.
All I gotta say is keep that same fucking energy.
Oh yeah,
I always do. AK, I'm just.
You already know we keeping that same energy. I say we keep y'all every year.
I had that same energy while we was losing to y'all. I was talking shit to Slay on the stream. I'm the same.
I know.
All day long.
It's nothing but respect, you know.
Right.
But let's be honest though. These guys have 3 first-round picks coming up this year.
Now,
if you want to go into their roster,
can we all agree that we don't want to see no more division trading? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to see no more of that shit.
No more.
Listen, I was just shocked. Listen, I was just shocked as you. When I saw we traded with Dallas, I was like, "Wait, what?"
You guys got real cute and cuddly with Dallas last draft.
Bro, I
don't know what the fuck was going on there.
I didn't know what the fuck was going on. As soon as I saw the trade come up on the screen, I was like, "Oh shit, who the fuck traded?" And then it was us, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
Right.
It threw me off. I was like, "Wait, what the fuck just happened?"
Shit was repulsive. It was like kissing a fucking family member. It was disgusting.
But if we want to go into their actual roster with those 3 first-round picks, let's say they want to build around Jalen Hurts. me personally, I hope you try to grab Matt Corral or somebody with one of those first round picks. I would be extremely happy because I know those guys are not as good as Jalen Hurts is right now. And that's for sure. I'd rather play Matt Corral than Jalen Hurts. I'll tell you that now. But let's just say they did what I said in my first round mock draft, and they got Ojabo, Karlaftis, and Drake London. That's a dangerous fucking first round draft right there.
Yeah.
For that team. I really think that y'all edge presence will go through the roof. Even if you lost Fletcher Cox.
He is
I don't
getting
know
up
if you're
there.
gonna let Brandon Graham. I don't know if you guys will let him go. And
Both
Derek
of them
Barnett,
guys are getting
y'all
old.
need to let him go.
Yeah.
But Karlaftis and Ojabo, I really think those guys can come into their own and it'll be some bookend edges for you. And Drake London is a damn good possession receiver. It's way better than throwing to Jalen Reagor. I tell you that.
I tell you what, Joe Shane was down there looking at Isaiah Likely.
Mm-hmm. Tight end from Coastal Carolina.
Where? What have I been harping on all goddamn year getting hell for? Tight ends?
Hey, but what if I told you guys this? What if Daniel Jones wasn't the only person they screwed up? What if they screwed up Slayton and Kaden Smith? Because you remember Slayton had a damn good rookie year in that Patrick Sermon system, and so did Smith.
And so did Evan Ingram.
So what if Kaden Smith is our tight end and we never gave him a chance? Because when I look at that guy play, he has deceptive speed and he knows what to do on those routes.
I don't see why he didn't get more playtime, to be honest. Because to me, he was better than Rudolph and Evan Ingram at times.
Yeah,
right.
Him and DJ had a really good.
And him and DJ had a connection.
Yes.
So did him and Slayton. So what if we screwed up our core by making dumb decisions? Because those three guys right there accounted for a lot of touchdowns. Think about it. And he had a connection with Smith and Slayton. What if that Jason Garrett system screwed all three of those guys up?
Well, with everything coming out,
and that goes back to my conspiracy. Sorry, Joe. That Jason Garrett was mad that he went from a 10-year head coach back to an offensive coordinator under a rookie head coach, and he was trying to sabotage that damn offense and get Judge fired and become the head coach. He was hoping he'd get Judge fired midseason, become interim head coach, then open up his playbook and make it look like he saved the team and become the permanent head coach. That's what he was trying to do.
Steve, I don't think Derek Carr is going to get an extension. I think McDaniels is going to look for a quarterback, build a team. A lot of the Raiders players are very unhappy with McDaniels being the new head coach. So that's going to be another mess in itself within the NFL this season. So you got the Texans, you got the Raiders, you got the Dolphins. There's going to be a lot of teams that are a mess this year.
But think about this, guys. That team is going to be a mess. I truly believe. Steven, you got to look at his highlights a little bit more. He can be taught to block. The hell, Reed. Let me tell you something about Kaden Smith, man.
Pause.
When you look at Dawson Knox on the Bills, is that guy super fast? Is he a supreme route runner? Or is he a guy that's in a system that just has that little niche on how to get open at the right time? It's the same thing Kaden Smith has done his whole career when he gets a chance. When he catches the ball, good things happen for us.
They do.
Just look at his highlights. I really think this kid can play in this Bills system. Do I say just because we got Kaden Smith, we don't draft a tight end? No. You still draft a tight end in this draft, 3rd, 4th, or 5th round. They'll be there. But I think Kaden Smith can shine in this system. I really do. And what if everybody on this team was just bombed out because of Jason Garrett's system? And let's say Lou's theory was right. He was bombing on purpose to get the intern coach job, and then he's going to turn it up when he gets the job.
I like the Raiders. I'm not going to lie. I rooted for y'all when you were in the Super Bowl, Steve.
What if that did happen? So, and everybody's confidence was just broken down. They didn't want to play no more because they knew something ain't right. Because Slayton, his rookie year, how many drops did Slayton have his rookie year?
Not many. We thought he was going to be a number one. He was playing that good.
Yeah,
people thought he was a number one wide receiver.
Right? They went into the next year saying that Slayton can turn into the number one wide receiver because
right.
he had damn good of a rookie year.
Right.
And he caught everything Daniel Jones was throwing to him. So what if we have our core players? We just need a system.
Crazy D.
I've heard this too, Steve. I've heard where the rumor mill's starting to.
Thanks for stopping by, man. Yes. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already.
Yeah, Crazy D's been in here for the past couple of streams now.
Right. No, Steven, I've heard Russell Wilson to the Raiders. I could see that.
Yeah, I hope he does go to the Raiders. They're still not going to do anything.
All I know, guys,
that AFC West.
All I know, the NFC is going to be wide open. Come on, DJ. Please be the year.
But guys, think about that. What if we have our core players already on this team?
I've been saying it for a while. We ain't that far off. We just need a few key pieces, and the right coaching staff. We are not that far off. I'm telling you, we have a very young, talented roster that wants to be here, wants to play, and wants to win. You get a few more pieces and the right coaching staff to spark that flame, it's a wrap.
You can say what you want about Judge. You can say what you want about Judge and Gettleman, but the last two draft picks, the last two drafts, phenomenal. Because that's where the talent is right now. You could say they were garbage. But you know what? They drafted the talent that's on that team right now. The last two picks. And now Dable has a chance to come in with shade and add to that staff, add to that stock, develop players, get these guys on the right page, get these guys doing what they do best. Now, we heard that from Judge. Don't tell me what they can't do. Tell me what they can do, okay? I get it. He's got to give vanilla answers because he can't go anywhere else. And I've been watching ESPN and everything with the Dabo press conference, and they loved him up there for the answers that he gave. He didn't go off the rails. He didn't try to explain what he was going to do. They asked him a question. He's like, dude, I got to get my staff together before I can think of anything. Well, is Daniel Jones going to be the next Josh Allen? Well, we had to put a stable around Josh Allen. You know, we got to do the same thing for Daniel Jones. That's why I told him, what do you like to do? Go all the way back to Duke if you have to. Tell me what you like to do.
He said, tell me what you felt most comfortable in going back from Duke to Patrick Shermer and Jason Garrett's systems, and then bring them to me, and we'll design something based around that.
Wow, Slay's laughing.
Yeah, that's all right, Slay. Penis can laugh all he wants. That's all right. No problem.
So,
crazy. Even if we got rid of half the injuries happened, we would have definitely won more games. If Nick Gates doesn't go down and he's out there for the whole year, I think the O-line looks a hell of a lot better than what it did.
Still with Pert and Solder and Hernandez, that whole right side was still trash. Even if Nick Gates was in the center, the whole right side was still collapsing every time. We had two Eric Flowers on the right side.
Actually, I'm gonna send it to all three of you.
So let's just say this: the theory that I was talking about, what me and Joe were talking about, Lou was in on it a little bit as well. Get a little bit more input from Lou. What if we do get some free agent linemen? What if we do get 3 free agent linemen? Everybody on this panel can agree that this offensive line was one of the worst that you've seen ever watching football. What if those 3 offensive linemen turn out to be half decent? What if they get this offensive line to be in the top 20? Do you think we win more games with the core that we have now?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And all those injuries don't keep coming up?
I brought AK on that because we were going to discuss this stuff. As an Eagles fan, you don't like the Giants. What do you think about our team right now? Are some of these moves like making you nervous about playing us next year? No, it's a legitimate question because
No, I get it.
if you get Deshaun Watson, we're going to sit here and talk about the Eagles having Deshaun Watson now.
I understand where you're coming from, man. I already told you I want to beat you guys at your best. And lately none of us have been at our best. I don't want Deshaun Watson. I want my 3 first-round picks. We got a lot of holes to fill on our team.
Right.
We're in your situation as well. I believe we're just 1 year ahead of you because, obviously we kind of did that this year. We started over. I think if you go out there and you get a Mike Williams or a Chris Godwin or an Allen Robinson, and you bring somebody like that in and you give him legitimate weapons, instead of Rager and JJ, I'm okay with Quez. Quez has shown improvement, and that improvement came on his own during the offseason, going down, working out with Calvin Ridley, so he's shown that he's dedicated to his craft and that he's willing to work. But I still would bring in some veteran help, on our wide receiver group. As far as our edge, I know BG's the heart and soul of our defensive line. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, that guy plays with so much energy and so much passion. It was literally a bad coincidence this year that he got injured. I think he still has a lot left in the tank, and I think he still will be back. But Barnett's going to walk because we extended Josh Sweat. But what I would do there is I know I'm a very big advocate on getting Jordan Davis for us. I know he might. Yeah, because I'm okay with letting Fletch walk. $20 million for 2 sacks, I'm not okay with.
Right.
Heck with that. Yes, I get it. Jordan Davis only had 2 sacks this year. But I'm not just looking at what this man does on sacks. I look at what his disruption rate is. And this man disrupts offensive lines. You know what I'm talking about? And he stops the run. So I really like Jordan Davis a lot. I think him and Hargraves would make a tremendous duo in the middle.
Good.
And then what I would do is I would go after my first target would be Hassan Reddick. If you can get Hassan Reddick, the edge rusher from Carolina this year, he's a free agent. He's very young and he's very good. If not, then I'd kind of go I'd bridge kind of like how we did with Michael Bennett and Chris Long. I'd go with maybe Chandler Jones or Vaughn Miller if one of them two are available. Bring in a veteran on that side. And then for 15, pick 15, I'd go with probably Lloyd if he's there. Hopefully, mock draft says he will be, but who knows? How it all changes. And then a lot of people have us trading away our 19th pick for a first next year. And I'm not okay with that, especially if you have like a Sauce or a Booth there at 19 or, maybe a young up and coming receiver that looks pretty damn good. If there's top talent there, you can't trade that away, dude. I'm looking at 2022. I don't care about 2023. You know what I mean?
Right. Steve asked a question.
But I didn't even answer your question, honestly. No, I know DeBall is a good coach, and he will be. I expect us to be at our fullest here in the next 2 or 3 years, and I plan on having 2 hell of good games. No lie. I mean, and it's like I said the other day, man. I want to see us get the NFC East back on top. I'm tired of being called the NFC least. I'm tired of the disrespect, of our division. it's time we take our throne back. So we need to get there, man. All of us.
I'm gonna be honest with you, AK. If the way that it's looking, if these two teams build the right way, because we have the pieces to do it now, the capital to do it, you might see the Eagles and Giants battle with each other for a long time.
Right.
Because if they get these core of good players, we're gonna have young players good for about 5 to 6 years, and we'll probably be duking it out for the next 4 to 5 years. Because I think the Cowboys are gonna go down. They have to have a down period sooner or later.
Yeah.
And if they lose Amari Cooper and some of those other linemen, look out, because I'm not saying Dak Prescott is a backup quarterback, but he's not a quarterback that could carry a team like an Aaron Rodgers or somebody like that. It's not going to happen.
Well, don't they have like 28 free agents this year?
Yeah, they got a lot.
And they're still going to be like 20-30 million over the cap.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're pretty much
release somebody like Tyron Smith. They're probably going to have to release. They're going to release Cooper. Michael Gallup won't come back. So let's see what CeeDee Lamb is if he's the number one guy. Let's see if he gets that number one coverage. Let's see what he does now, because he's already having drops wide open.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's see if he can turn into that guy like Amari Cooper is, who when he's healthy, he's a dog. He's the number one receiver in the league. Best route runner in the league, probably. Besides Devontae Adams, I believe.
Yeah. Steve asked a question. He says, do you guys think Kirk Cousins will stay with the Vikings? I'm going to say no. If Harbaugh's there, Cousins will definitely be gone. Look for the Vikings to draft a quarterback. Harbaugh's already got the college scouting programs in, guys. He knows what's there. He goes to the Vikings. Could be a good draft for the Vikings.
By the way, now that Tom Brady retired,
officially,
I'm almost 90% sure Aaron Rodgers goes back to Tampa Bay. What do you guys say on that?
If Arians is desperate to get another winning season, yeah.
Might.
They won't win like that, because one of the biggest reasons why Brady's walking away from the game is that Tampa's going to lose a lot of big time players on that team. So
yeah,
they don't have the money, man. They're like $50 million over the cap.
Yeah, if I feel that they were able to keep that core together, I think Brady would have stayed.
Right.
But I think they're going to lose Leonard Fournette. I think they're going to lose Godwin. Antonio Brown's already gone. They're going to lose Bray and O.J. Howard probably, and Gronk. Because Gronk is not going to play without Brady. I'm sorry. You're going to hear Gronk retire.
No, he said he would.
He had already retired and came back for Brady.
Right. Yeah, I think he retires, man. I don't think that guy wants to play without Brady. He has nothing left to prove. Right. What else does he have to? He's already going to go down probably, third best tight end ever? Some people got him as the first. He's done. He doesn't have to prove anything.
He only came back for Brady. That's all.
Right.
Right. Steven wants to know about the new O-line coach. We covered it a little bit, but Steve, you were late. The new O-line coach, he's an inside-out type of guy. He likes to start on the inside, push the guy to the outside. A lot of crab techniques, a lot of bulldogging. That's why Josh Allen's always running up the middle. That's why he has throwing lanes, and why Josh Allen doesn't get a lot of balls batted down at the line, because he likes to open up the front of that pocket. He likes to get that push to the outside of the quarterback and sweep him back and around behind the quarterback so he can move up, hitch, nothing there, then take off and run. That's why Josh Allen runs a lot. He'll come up, hitch. He's got lanes to run in because of the way he coaches the offensive line. So maybe Daniel Jones can start doing some of that if he's given the freedom.
That's why I think they go free agent guards and they grab Iquando at 5.
Yeah.
When they hired this offensive line coach, I think they go guard during free agency. Look for us to try to get Brandon Sheriff. Because we could clear over $40 million in cap room. And then one of the cuts that came up, Miz just showed me, they said we can cut freaking Galladay as a post-June cut and save $7.8 million.
Right.
So that right there could be enough to sign our draft picks right there.
Yeah, I sent you to read that article. It's really from Buko or Adam. One of them sent it to me, so I'll give them that. Yeah, so you could check it out. And there's players we could cut that you didn't think that we can that are on there that the Giants are probably going to look. Now, I don't know about Galladay. That's going to be hard
That's going to be vicious because It's gonna be like a 20 million dead cap, but we save 7.8 million.
Hey,
if we do a post June cut.
Hey, Mar already said that he'd eat dead cap this year. That might be what he was talking about.
Hey, listen, Galladay ain't do shit for us, bro. At the end of the day, nothing.
Well, like I said, if you can agree with me that Kaden Smith and Slayton probably got screwed by Jason Garrett, would he be one of the receivers that got screwed too? He did get hurt. I will say that. And his first year is not looking good to be paying him almost, $18 million per year. I honestly don't think he's worth $18 million a year because I think is he a number one receiver to you guys, even from Detroit?
He's a Mario Manningham to me.
There you go.
I never liked the signing for you guys, honestly, man.
Listen,
when he became available for us as well that year, and I was looking at it, I didn't want him because of the injuries that developed right there at the end before he became a free agent. And I thought when you guys grabbed him, I said, that's suspect. It was iffy. It was either going to be really good for you guys or really bad.
Mario Manningham was a good number 2 receiver. If your number 1 went down, he was suitable. He would get you through. Okay. He was a great number 3 receiver. But that's what he was. That's what Kenny Galladay is to me. A good number 2. A great piece with a if you got a straight up number 1 and Kenny Galladay is the number 2, you're off to the races. But if Kenny Galladay is your number 1, you're still missing something.
See, he's one of those guys to me that has number 1 receiver attributes and measurables, but he has number 2 type receiver production for me. Everybody looks at Kenny Galladay, 6'4", 220, can run a little bit.
Are you saying he need a coach like Mike Singletary to call him out like he did Vernon Davis?
Yeah,
can't coach with him. Can't play with him.
After Mike Singletary called him out, Vernon Davis went on a tear.
He became a beast.
So maybe what if his work ethic isn't as? That's what I'm thinking, man. Because number 1 receivers. Look at the old Jerry Rices.
Oh my God, that hill.
Antonio Brown.
They are divas.
Look at the Mike Evans. Not divas, but their work ethic.
We're coming,
absolutely
Mark.
Monstrous.
We're coming, Mark. We're gonna be fighting.
Well, and honestly, man, if you look at when he was successful, I believe that was the years they had Golden Tate there, because Golden Tate took a lot of the pressure away from him. Yeah, and Golden Tate took a lot of that pressure away. Yeah.
Steve wants to know if we think that Daniel Jones is a good thing, or are we happy that Daniel's staying as the quarterback? Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
I just want to see what the kid can do with a functional scheme and offensive line.
Right.
I at least want to see that before we
and a running game. And you can say that Daniel
ties into the running game and passing game.
But you can say that Daniel needs weapons or he needs the right pieces. No, he doesn't. He needs decent pieces.
Offensive line.
He doesn't need number 1 draft picks in all 5 positions on the old line. He's just got to have something there where he can get a little confidence built up and then continue to climb that mountain.
Yeah, but you got to look at it like this too, Joe. It ain't about just Daniel Jones. You want to get them high first round picks, at least. Okay, right? We have 1 good lineman, our left tackle.
Yeah.
So you have 4 other line spots to fill and some depth. So if it was me, I would take 2 first round picks and get them 2 linemen, because we're trying to build a line that's going to last for 10 years. So no matter who's behind them, we still have a winning chance.
We can do that, Lou, but it doesn't need to be that way for DJ, what I'm saying. He needs adequate linemen in front of him. That's all he needs.
What I'm saying is DJ might not be the guy. So we need to stop thinking in terms of just for DJ. We need to think about the next 10 years for this team.
Yeah, and everybody's like, well, what if he sucks? He ain't going to suck.
Okay,
he was a top 10 quarterback halfway through the season.
But you have to look at it logically. Right?
I did.
If you waste the draft capital and get a receiver and another weapon, and still haven't fixed the line, and then he's not the guy, and now next season you got to go get a quarterback and you're still with a subpar line, then you're still doing the same shit to the next quarterback that you did to DJ.
I'm not saying not get an O lineman with one of the picks, but what I'm saying is you don't have to get two.
What me and Joel are saying, because it looks like me and Joel are going to be going through the battle into the draft. What we're saying is there are young offensive linemen in free agency that are good.
Fuck them free agents. Sorry. I can't. I'm so tired of paying these fucking bums to come over here because they got cut on another team.
What do you mean got cut? I said free agents. Nobody got cut.
Yeah, right. The other team ain't willing to sign their ass, so they basically cut.
No, they don't have money to re-sign them.
Right.
We don't have money to sign him either, man.
But 9 times out of 10, if it's a player that's worth it, you'll shuffle some shit around to make sure he don't go on the market, like we did for Leonard Williams. So therefore, he's basically, you're cutting him in a nicer way than saying you're fired. It's just a little bit nicer than getting cut in reality. So when you're getting a free agent, you're just buying a second string and hoping that he fits in your system and blossoms. That's why I'm like, I'd rather draft somebody for way cheaper, and if it's a bust, it's a bust, than fucking having a dead cap hit and contracts and shit for some guy who already got cut somewhere else, and we brought him over here, and now we're fucking cutting him. That makes no sense to me.
So when we brought that offensive line here, a couple of those guys were free agents. You do know that, right? When we won the Super Bowl.
I know that Sean O'Hara and Rich Seibert were undrafted. Free agent.
Will Beatty was not drafted. He was brought here. What was the other left tackle that we had?
Well, he came from Cleveland, didn't he?
What was the other guy that McKenzie? Kareem McKenzie? He was a free agent too. What me and Joel are saying, if you can get two, can y'all say that any of these free agent linemen that we get out here will be better than Will Hernandez, Nate Solder, Billy Price?
I can agree with you on that point, but my point is, are we just worrying about building a team for this year for Daniel Jones, or are we worried about building an old line? So even if Daniel Jones is not the guy, whoever the next guy we bring in is set up to go to make it with an established line that has already spent the year together and gelled and now works in unison. So whoever we bring in behind him is got a shot.
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah,
look at Laken Tomlinson from the 49ers. He's going to be a free agent.
Well,
he may command 8 to 10 million a year max. Will you say Laken Tomlinson is trash? From the 49ers, the left guard and right guard for the 49ers? Because all they do is run. They're coming to run the ball. Because they do not want Jimmy G to give away the game.
Sean O'Hara did not come from Cleveland. Sean O'Hara was an undrafted free agent, and Rich Seibert was an undrafted free agent.
I said one guy
came from Cleveland. He did.
Yeah.
I'll look it up right now. He was an undrafted free agent.
And even if we get two offensive linemen, okay, you're still looking at 2 rookies. That's only 3 offensive linemen. You're still going to have to get 2 in free agency.
You want 1 in free agency.
You're going to need some depth too. So you're going to have to use later draft picks to get some of these old linemen.
Yes, Lou. He went to Cleveland as an undrafted free agent in 2000.
Yep.
And he came to us in 2004, so we signed him as a free agent.
Yep.
And we love him to death. What we're saying is, what if we get some key pieces on the offensive line through free agency that turn out to be pretty good, and we're only paying them combined, what, Joe, around 16 million, 16, 17 million?
Yeah, it was like 20 under 20 million.
And then let's say we get Iquanu at right tackle at 5. That's 3 linemen right there.
Right, exactly.
And those guys aren't old. What if they did that? That's helping out the O-line and leaving room to get other pieces.
Yeah, Nick Gates is good, but he ain't coming back.
Yeah,
The
I
amount of
don't know.
surgical repair he had to have on that leg and the amount of weight that he carries
And
to play at the
James Earl
guard
Moan,
position or center position.
let's remember this too, Lou. James, this is a great point right here. Great point. We have to remember this is a whole new staff when we're looking at free agents now coming in. Whole different talent evaluation department.
James Earl Moans.
Yes, dude. Greatest name on YouTube.
Definitely
man.
the first time I've seen you in the chat.
Oh, great. He comes in. Yes. Make sure you
Please subscribe to G Nation.
Ms.
That
Pat.
is the best name I've seen on YouTube.
Yeah, we said it a long time. That's the best name on YouTube.
Lou's talking quiet, not to be a wise ass, folks. He's got his boys asleep, so he has to. He's not doing that to be.
And after everything you guys just said, I would still pound Lindenbaum at 7. How you like that?
Pause.
Hey,
still go get Lindenbaum.
Listen, there was an article out there written by somebody, I forgot where I saw it, that showed how important a center is in the NFL today. A smart, true center is needed in the NFL today.
Yeah, he tells the line where to shift. He tells where the protection, where to slide.
Yes. Look, man.
Alex has a thing, some news. He says, after recent discussions, Chris Snead will not join the New York Giants as an O-line scout / assistant.
Oh, that's Tom Coughlin's son-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Former lineman for the Giants.
Well, Frankie, I broke both of my legs, and I'll tell you what, I lost a lot of drive in my legs from that happening, and it was nowhere near as worse as.
He said, "Miz, you nasty," because you said I would still pound Linderbaum at 7.
Right. But I still pound. No, I got a metal rod in each leg, Frankie, and it's a different lifestyle after that happens. And the man has had 7 surgeries. Thank God he doesn't have the infections, and he had to go through everything that what's his name at the Washington quarterback.
Smith.
Yeah, thank God he doesn't have to go through that with the wire brace and everything. It's a long road,
Nicki
and even
is
he
more
said,
my speed, Rick.
Even Nick Gates said, I might not be back. He didn't say that, but it was insinuated in his speech when he's in the stadium right now. He's working out. He wants to, but yeah. Unfortunately, I love the guy. I hope the hell he can come back. But
I'm just trying to see what is so wrong about what me and Joe said about getting some offensive line pieces in free agency. I understand where you guys are coming from. Everybody's not going to be a Nate Soda. I'm sorry.
Right.
That's one bad thing. But that's how we built our offensive lines to win Super Bowls. You got you some mid-tier offensive linemen. They came together and they gelled. You drafted a few offensive linemen with those guys.
Yep.
And they gelled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pat,
I do understand where you guys are coming from as well.
Yeah, I just worry that we don't have the money to get those guys this year.
Well, what was that, man? I couldn't hear you, man.
I said I would like that. I have no problem with that. Especially maybe they might bring one of their Buffalo guys. I don't know, but
there's a guard in Buffalo.
We don't have the money under the cap to go get some real guys. You know, I mean, maybe we could get one like a guard or something.
Listen, an interior lineman is a lot cheaper than a right or a left tackle. A right tackle you pay $15 million a year. A left tackle you pay $20 million a year. These guys that are free agents right now, their market is $8 to $10 million. That's for the upper tier free agents right now. All right, so let's say we get these guys, but let's remember, if we front load that contract with bonus money, that first year cap is only going to be $4 million, my guys. It's going to be $4 million for one, $4 million for another, so that's only $8 million. They're going to hit now. Next year, they're going to hit the cap for more. But next year, we're going to have, $90 million with some cutting people? So this is a situation that they can work out, and I think that's why they left Kevin Abrams here, because he knows that situation. He knows what needs to be done to finagle that money around.
Well,
Which
not
is
only
probably-
that, he was setting up them interviews that Joe Shane was asking him to ask permission for on the quick tip because he had connections.
Right.
So because he was able to make what Joe Shane wanted to happen, they're
Yes.
like, okay, you might be useful. Stick around, kid.
Right. Right. That's exactly what I think happened. Kevin Akers will snuck his way back into the Giants organization for a couple more years, maybe. Because Cuz, I promise you, if he didn't do that, Cuz would have been gone.
Frankie
I promise
G.
you.
G Nation, if you're saying the free agent are people that got cut, so you're saying that Tom Brady got cut from the Patriots or a few years ago. Listen, I told everybody that this was Tom Brady's last year before the season started. I also said he wouldn't make the Super Bowl, and I said that he was washed. Now, I said he was going to get hurt. I was wrong about that. He didn't make the Super Bowl. He's retiring. So I was 2 out of 3. Okay. He gone. And Belichick wanted him gone when Garoppolo was on the team. And him and Mr. Kraft had a standoff because he wanted to cut Brady then and roll with Garoppolo.
Mm-hmm.
So if you telling me I'm wrong for agreeing with arguably the best coach in football, I don't know what to tell you.
I will say this: he wasn't washed. He was not washed.
No, he wasn't washed. He wasn't washed, but he did have a stacked deck. When you got Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Godwin, Gronkowski, receivers, running backs that can catch out of the slot.
Yo, Ash.
You know, so. Hey, King Tone said Frankie G Nation does not give a about Brady. Thank you, King Tone. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, that's why he left.
Who?
Exactly.
I mean, everybody saw that coming after his contract was up. I knew he was going to leave too.
Right.
I thought he would retire until that Buccaneers situation became available. And I was like, oh, shit. He done found a team where they got the whole deck stacked in his favor.
And that shit seemed like it was set up because they started stacking the deck before they even brought him over there.
Oh, you guys want to have some special guests on?
So who?
I'll tell you one thing. If Rodgers has any brain left in his head, he will stay put right where he is with the Saints being done and Tampa being done. It's a lot less competition in the NFC.
D. Thank you. Can you repeat, highlight Crazy D's last statement, please, right above LA Vance? Let's get this line fixed once and for all first. We can't have assistant running game or passing game until the line is finally fixed. Thank you, Crazy D. I've been saying that shit. I've been saying that shit till I'm blue in the face, and ain't nobody brought me an asthma pump. Ain't nobody brought me an inhaler, a nebulizer, a respirator, nothing. Motherfuckers will let you die out here when you speaking facts.
But the thing that we're proposing, we are talking about doing that. When you got 2 rookies on that line, they're not going to come in and dominate immediately. They're not.
1986 New York Football Giants starting offensive line. Left tackle, Brad Benson. Left guard, Billy Ard. Center, Bart Oates. Right guard, Chris Godfrey. Right tackle, Carl Nelson. All beasts, yo. Shout out LA Vance.
Well, hey, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for having me on.
Good on, Sunset.
AK.
Yes, sir. Nice talking with you guys.
All right, AK, you have a good one, man.
You too.
You were just listening mostly.
I know.
I was just letting you do your thing, man. I know how it goes. It's cool.
What's up, Jordan? I'm good for stacking. What's up, Ash? I'm good for stacking this O-line, and I'm good for overstacking the O-line. And if the only thing I come out of this offseason and draft with is a hell of a young O-line, I'm good with it. I'll build the rest of the team next year. I'm fine with it.
The potato. Okay. Thank you for stopping
Took
by.
me a minute to
find out. Did you
guys want to let Big Blue in the Bronx on for a second?
Yeah, I just sent him the link.
Okay.
Yeah, put him in. I got like 5 or 6 minutes, and I gotta run upstairs.
Why is Ash calling all our names? Did he say something up there?
I think he's just saying hello.
He's saying hello.
Okay.
What's up, Ash?
I thought he asked the question. I was gonna say I didn't see it.
No, he just said Miz, and he said Lou.
Well, look at that. We got a celebrity in the house, Jordan
What's up,
Renan.
Jordan
That
Renan?
ain't the
Make
real
sure you hit that
Jordan
like and
Renan.
subscribe button.
That's right. Damn it, we're
That's
doing your
slay.
job for you.
That's Slay. He don't want to get kicked out, so he came under
Is that
disguise.
Venus?
Yeah, Venus has about 5 different accounts.
Right.
Yo, and maybe it was.
Hey,
That's
Rick, I was
crazy.
getting ready to. You wanted to jump on? I'll shoot you the link. Are you gonna head out?
People get mad at me because I'm too smart.
Yeah.
Rick gotta go gel his hair before he comes on.
Giant statements. We are pleased and confident with the processes that resulted in the hiring of Brian Dable. We interviewed an impressive and diverse group of candidates. The fact of the matter is, Brian Flores was in the conversation to be our head coach until the 11th hour. Ultimately, we hired the individuals we felt was most qualified to be our next head coach.
Wow, that's a little slap right there, Flores.
Oh. Well, later,
It
Rick.
is.
All right,
It
Rick.
is.
Rick.
Yeah, Rick.
And this guy's pretty smart. There's going to come on. Alex, what is good? I always love your takes.
So, I'm not usually a complainer, and I'm not usually a guy that does that sort of thing. And I've been trusting the process with the whole Joe Shane, Brian Dable experience. It has nothing to do with the Flores lawsuit, by the way. But honestly, I'm a little bummed out we didn't get Mike Munchak, the offensive line coach of the Broncos. He's now not coming back, and well, he was a offensive line coach for the Steelers for a couple of years. That's where he was most known, and a lot of people are considering him to be a Hall of Fame coach, not a head coach, but just the coach overall. And he was a Pro Bowler when he played for the Houston Oilers back in the day. So
oh my God, he did, didn't he?
What was that?
Oh, Munchak was a monster. I was just agreeing with you. He was a monster when he played.
And listen, I'm a guy that trusts the process. I kind of already said it. And we'll see what happens with Bobby Johnson coming over from the Bills. And I'm going to be honest here, I received very mixed reactions from Bills fans because site I write for, they were pretty negative on him. I contacted a friend who has a YouTube channel, and he was basically, telling me the opposite, that Bobby Johnson was good. But the problem was that a lot of the times that the Bills' depth wasn't good on the offensive line, so they were not playing as well. And kind of my thing is, wherever you go about in terms of fixing this offensive line, I don't think it's going to be a one-year fix. And, there's multiple ways you could do it. But I don't know that from the feedback I've received that Bobby Johnson's going to be able to lift that offensive line up like someone like Mike Munchak would. I mean, I'm sure the Steelers had depth issues in his tenure. There was, 5 seasons, 2014, 2018. I'm sure they had depth issues all the time. So, it's important to obviously have a steady old line coach and someone who's done it before. And I don't know. I just was a little bummed out. And it figures after they hired Bobby Johnson, comes out today that Mike Munchak was not returning to the Denver Broncos. So we'll see where he goes. I think, honestly, a fit would be going back to Pittsburgh. But I'm just a little bummed out. I'm not going to lie.
You can come on anytime. You can come on Pat's, G Nations, Classified, Miz. I'm not gonna speak for you, sir.
Follow me on Twitter. We'll talk after you follow me. I realize it is the real Jordan Renan.
Right.
I think I know the guy's real name, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. Follow me on Twitter too, but I'm probably not going to be there. So
right. We went into that at the beginning.
Go ahead, Alex. What would you say?
Yeah.
I was basically saying that I was really bummed out, in my opinion. As I said, once again, I trust the process, but Mike Munchak's a Hall of Fame coach, and we missed on him. And when we know the talent's not going to be there 100% this year, I was just a little bummed out because he can really lift talent, and I'm not sure that Bobby Johnson could do that from the feedback I was receiving. And I was listening to another stream, and obviously you guys were talking about on here, debating free agency route and the draft route as well. I was listening to the Hub stream a couple of minutes ago, and they were debating positional value. And the thing with positional value is it has a lot of, in my opinion, revisionist history attached onto it. Like, for example, we could go back to 2018 and say, well, we should have selected Quentin Nelson at 2. The positional value guys and the analytics guys would have been just freaking out on us no matter the value. And it's a two-sided argument because obviously it depends what player you pick.
Get to it.
It depends on what player you pick there. Like, for instance, if I were to go back to 2019, it's revisionist history, obviously, and that's not something I really like to do. But I wouldn't have picked Daniel Jones at 6. I've been one of his biggest supporters, but also to go against that argument.
Good numbers.
Yeah. I actually put that on my podcast I recorded yesterday.
Against that argument.
But however, against that argument, in the same thing in terms of positional value, a lot of the analyst guys would say, okay, well, you shouldn't have selected Quentin Nelson at 2. So that's the problem with analytics. You have to take common sense with a little bit too. So, I mean, I'm interested to really see what they do in the draft. I know that there's definitely a possibility of drafting defense. I know linebackers a possibility, but O-line is, I'm with Miz as much as possible. If edge rusher's there, take it, but stack that O-line. And, if we do clear up money in free agency, I honestly think it's a half-sided debate, backup quarterback or Laken Tomlinson or James Daniels. Then go out in the draft and get your alignment. But that's just how I feel.
So basically you're saying that the idea what me and Joe have that's kind of unpopular right now is getting somebody like a Laken Tomlinson and bringing them in here, or someone at a right tackle like a Morgan Moses. Let's say you can get both those guys for about a combined $12 million a year, between 12 and 15 million a year, sign up for 2 years, and then you still draft Ekwonu, who can play guard or tackle at 5. I'm saying that right there, Morgan Moses is only 30, 31. Laken Tomlinson is only like 26. You got Ekwonu. Those are 3 linemen that are tiers above the linemen that we had here already. True or not?
Definitely
I'm
true.
asking you, Alex.
Definitely true.
So with the stats that you just got from OG Bobby Johnson,
man, don't nobody give a fuck. No, let me stop.
his Bills sack ratings under his coach in his first year, they were 21st with 7.2%. His second year, they went all the way up to second in the league. All the way up to 7th in the league at 4.3%. And then his third year, they went up to second with 4%. Now, with those stats, those are facts. That's not somebody just saying out the top of their head, he's a good old lineman because what the Bills. No, those are facts. Do you think the Bills' talent on their offensive line was immense?
OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson.
I'm trying to think of the top 5 starters right away. Obviously, their depth wasn't good, just based off of word.
I think it was Bobby Hart. Their name, I don't know their name.
Yeah, I
Hart
know.
was one of the depth.
Like
if I'm going to count the offensive line off the top of my head, left tackle was Deion Dawkins. He was a Pro Bowler this year.
Yeah.
Left guard, I think it was Ike Buttiger or something like that. Mitch Morse was a free agent signing, so there's that. I forget the right guard's name. I think it was John Feliciano this season. Or actually, no, it was Darrell Williams, and then Spencer Brown was the right tackle. So there's a mix in there. And just overall, I kind of want to get it a little clear. I'm not opposed to either. I think it just happens to be what direction this franchise is looking in. Because obviously Brian Dable and Joe Shane have talked a lot about Daniel Jones. If they're going to use this year to try to prop up Daniel Jones and see what he's got, they're going to try to get 1 or 2 guys in free agency. But if they're going to be, Daniel Jones, but let's look how many years into the future, if this guy doesn't work out. With that being said, they're going to go in the draft, select as many guys as possible. And one thing, and I'm not necessarily sold on this idea because I think it's going to be Harbaugh, but you do get an extra 3rd-round pick if Patrick Graham leaves the Vikings job, and that would be 6 in the top 3 rounds. So once again, it just deals upon approach. I have I would say split views. Either is okay, because some linemen come through free agency and work out, some come through the draft, they work out. It's all just about developing the talent and not committing yourself, especially in free agency, for the long run in terms of offensive linemen, because we've seen that just at numerous positions with the New York Giants over the last couple of years.
Well, let's also point out to the fact that the Bills had a lot of injuries on that O-line there late in the season too. All right, and that O-line still was producing. They had a couple 3-game stretches where they were bad. They had no running game, and Bills fans were really upset about it with the offensive system. But they started getting guys back healthy and turning it back around. So they went through a streak of being a really good offensive line, having injuries. All right, they went on a little downfall, but brought themselves back up to where they could make a run and get into the playoffs and towards the Super Bowl. So.
Yeah, clowns tonight.
Oh, you're fine, Namar.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that point, and obviously, once again, bad stretches happen overall.
Yes.
I'm not going to disagree there. But my thing with just bringing in Mike Munchak was because he uplifts the talent. And if the best talent's not going to be there in year one, whatever the case may be, whatever the route the Giants go, at least Mike Munchak knows how to, uplift the talent and make them look like a better line than they are, especially in a year where Daniel Jones has to be, or one of the guys.
Oh, Miz is in love. Kim Jones is here.
We got clowns in the chat tonight. The whole circus.
So
Alex,
would you say with those stats that was posted in earlier, would you say that guy was coaching up that Bills offensive line to be better than what they were?
Yeah.
Because we remember Bobby Hart played with us before, and he was absolutely trash. He looked like the lineman that we had out there this year. But he's actually a decent old lineman who may be able to sign a lucrative contract in free agency this year because of what OG Bobby Johnson was doing over there at Buffalo. Now, am I saying Bobby Johnson is the best hire?
I'm not OG Bobby Johnson. Hey, I'm contagious than a motherfucker.
Oh my goodness!
I said OG Bobby Johnson before you did. That's why you said it.
Yeah.
But Munchak would be I think he would be a better coach. Yes, I'm not going to lie to you, Alex. But I'm not bummed that we got Bobby Johnson because I think he did a great job over there in Buffalo as well. Now, is it the hire of Bobby Johnson? Or is it that all the Bills people are coming over at one time and you're thinking, oh, no, we're doing it again like we did with the Cardinals people?
I have more faith.
Are you a little bit afraid of that?
I have more faith in the process because the Bills, they were successful. They have been successful for a little while now. I mean, obviously that 1 year 6-10. But, you compare that, obviously, you just said to the Cardinals process. When they brought the Cardinals guys over, they were just, castaways. They were cast-offs and stuff like that. This time, you're actually bringing coaches over. They have a good set of free agents. So, I'm not really scared of that. I'm just saying, and once again, we'll see what with Bobby Johnson. I've seen his stats. Obviously, once again, as I told you guys, I've seen some negative feedback. I've seen some positive feedback. I just really, I want this to go right. So it's a little more of Bobby Johnson just coming over and Mike Munchak being there rather than, it's another Cardinals thing. That's just my opinion. And listen, once again, I will be one of the first guys to defend Bobby Johnson if he has a good unit this year, or at least a solid unit where he's coaching up the players like he did in Buffalo.
Right. And then to answer Zach the potatoes question here, I think Rodgers is going to be the next guy to retire because there's no way Green Bay is going to give Devontae Adams $25 million plus a year, and that's what he's going to command.
I want to know if him and
Rodgers is going to be on Jeopardy.
Yep.
I wonder if him and what's his face, Devontae Adams, try to go to Denver where they hired the Packers offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. It's gonna be a good thing. Zach the Potato, thank you for tuning in, bro. You were here a little bit earlier. Hopefully you'd like to subscribe to the channels already. Thank you for tuning in. One of my first time seeing you. He says, you guys don't need a good offensive line. Look at the Bengals offensive linemen. Suck, and they still made it to the Super Bowl. Let me tell you one thing about the Bengals offensive line. Yeah, they're not the best, but they're formidable.
Right.
Do they suck like our offensive line
We were
suck?
31st in the league.
You don't get much worse than that.
I think Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor, an offensive coordinator, know how to call a system to get around that. And then you got Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins, and a tight end over there that stayed healthy for most of the year. That helps out a lot. Health helps out a whole damn lot. So let's see if we can get these guys healthy, and let's see if we can get an offensive line. Shit, just 22, 23.
Right.
Just not 38th out of 32 teams.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, more like 68, but yeah.
I'm going to let Lou take this question. Lou's got the hot take on this if he's here.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay.
What the hell? Yeah, that's definitely Slay, man.
This is how I'm going to answer this. That's my answer.
Okay. Okay, that one went over my head. I'm sorry, but
he ain't staying with us. He gone.
I disagree.
It'll be announced Wednesday. He's the new head coach of the Vikings.
Who's that? Graham?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're crazy, Lou. But I love you.
Well, that'd be a win for us. I mean, we would get Martindale in a 3rd-round pick.
Yeah, see, that's what I can, and not to shit on Graham and say I don't want him, but I kind of want Wink, man. I'm a little disappointed. I know that sounds wrong, but
I'm telling you, we got Wink.
Know.
Graham is the new head coach of the Vikings. We get a 3rd-round compensatory pick this year and another one next year, and we get Don Wink Martindale as our defensive coordinator. The only thing we're missing now is who's going to be the offensive coordinator, Pep Hamilton or Kafka.
I ain't worried about that because we got Dabble, so I don't care.
Well,
Dable,
whatever you want to call him.
Well,
and it's
the hell was
Shane.
I going to say? The thing I like about Wink, obviously the Ravens, at least in my opinion, during his tenure, were really built by the secondary, not really the pass rush. I mean, they had one good guy over there most of his tenure, and that was Matt Judon. But he really knows how to coach up talent. I'm not saying Patrick Graham doesn't know how to get the best out of everybody, but and one thing I'll give Patrick Graham, the cornerbacks were obviously the best unit out of the defense, and Jerome Henderson, I think is going to be kept because those two had dinner the other night, Dable and Henderson. But Wink's just, I feel he's more aggressive, and even with not the best pass rushers, he makes it work when he blitzed a shit ton in the last 2 years, not counting 2021, though, when they had crap ton of injuries. But that's personally why I want him. But Patrick Graham, I think, will have to evolve with better talent if he does stay.
Well, here's the thing. If we get Wink Martindale, this draft could completely turn it on its head. Because if Wink Martindale wants a Karlaftis, or he wants that linebacker to go next to Martinez, it might be a different draft than what Patrick Graham would want.
As much as we all love Blake Martinez, I don't think he'll be a part of this
I'm
team
just saying, man, we know how Wink operates. So, it's going to depend on if Graham's still here or if Wink Martindale is. That could affect the draft into what we do with the draft and the draft picks.
Yeah. One thing to add on to that, and I was talking about it the other day, and obviously, once again, you bring up a great point. We may not draft Kyle Hamilton unless we have Martindale as the defensive coordinator, because I think typically he likes those guys, and you're going to see a little bit more of a turnover because if at least Graham stays, you're going to have Adoree Jackson for another year. You're going to have Aaron Robinson. You're going to have Darnay Holmes. Meanwhile, if Martindale comes in, he may want another set of cornerbacks in his defensive backfield. Hell, Julian Love may not even be here, and that's like a small but a big thing for the safeties, considering Xavier McKinney is the only long-term answer.
Right.
And Tate Crowder may not even be here if Don Martindale's the defensive coordinator.
Right.
So there's a lot of moving pieces, especially. And one guy that impressed me this season, Austin Johnson, he may not be here if Don Martindale's the defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of ways to look at this, guys, and it's all going to depend on who's on the staff. Because if they're all working together, you know that our GM's going to be listening to the coach, and then the OC, the DC, they're going to have input into also as far as what they want to do defensively, what pieces do they need, and then it's going to be setting up the draft board by needs, and then setting up another draft board, best player available. I mean, he's already got the first 4 rounds, but I mean, that's just him. He hasn't discussed his first 4 rounds with the defensive and offensive coordinators yet because we don't have one.
Yeah. And I think what's going to be interesting is if we do end up, and it's either way, if we keep Graham, if we don't keep Graham, they run a 4-3 in Buffalo. We run a 3-4. Obviously, a little bit of similar concepts with the bend but don't break, apparently, from what I've been told.
Right.
But now I just missed a point I was going to go to. Damn, went to the back of my head at the wrong time.
Oh, that you're getting old. That's what happens. It happens to me all the time.
Right.
Damn.
Oh my
God. Lost it that quick.
Oh my God.
Welcome Brian Flores into the
All
chat.
right. We're rooting for you.
You guys will regret this.
Yo, Kim, I need your phone number though for Miz, okay?
I remember
You're right, man. That's 1,000% Slay. 1,000%.
I remember my point now, and maybe I'm not getting so old. Not yet, at least. Anyway, obviously I was talking about the 4-3 and the 3-4 systems, but similar concepts with both defenses. I think possibly if we bring Martindale over and not keep Graham, I think we're possibly looking at not even drafting an edge rusher in the first 2 rounds and actually picking somebody off in free agency from the Buffalo Bills like Mario Addison or Jerry Hughes, who I think both had 7 sacks a piece last season. I'm going to take a look at that.
I love Mario Addison. I wanted him when he was leaving Carolina. But yeah.
Oh man.
How about this? Nobody's mentioning this, but I think there's a chance. Maybe Harbaugh is the head coach of the Vikings, and Graham is going there as a defensive coordinator. He just wants to move on from the Giants.
I said that.
And would we get any picks for that, Pat? Would we get rewarded any comp picks if he went there as a defensive coach?
No, because I don't think it's a lateral move. It's not a
up move.
Up move.
Like you got a head coach position.
Yeah, the Dolphins didn't get anything when he left for our team. So
right.
Yeah, well, all right.
Because they kept that GM there.
Right.
Big mistake. Just like the one they're about to make in Jacksonville by keeping Balky.
Oh. Yeah. Man, I'm getting all these favorite stars in here today. Look at this. Jim Jones, Tiki, Jordan Renard.
We're going to have the whole WFAN crew here.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I tell you one thing. Somebody has a lot of damn time on their hands. I can tell you that.
Too much time.
I want you guys to look at a underrated free agent we could sign on a prove-it deal. Quan Alexander, middle linebacker. Damn good linebacker. And he's coming off an injury from the Saints. And we may be able to get him for the cheap. And him and Blake Martinez would be a damn good combination.
Well, here's my only problem with that, Lou. Both are coming off injuries. And Martinez with that ACL, I just don't know. I don't want to go into, like last year, how a lot of fans were like, oh, Pert can be an adequate right tackle, but Pert couldn't even win the job over Nate Solder. And we were like, he can't be worse. He can't be worse. He's worse. You know, I just don't want to go in with, I get it. It's going to be a lot of unknowns, new staff, rookie players, young players. But the injury concerns, I mean, we brought Galladay in. He couldn't stay healthy. Kadarius Toney couldn't stay healthy. We know that Riggs can't stay healthy. Evan Ingram was out a couple of games too. Barkley missed some time with a fluke injury. We're always talking about how we're bringing in injured players. And I get it. I like the prove-it deal, but people want Peppers back on a prove-it deal, and he's injured too coming off of ACL. Look at all the players we got that we want to look at coming back from injury. That's just a big concern for me. I'm not saying that I'm against you. I'm just saying that's a lot of people to bring back with a lot of money with the injuries or the type of injury that these guys have had.
I mean, that's true.
I don't know how popular of an opinion this is. I personally would not mind bringing back Jalen Smith or Benardrick McKinney, not to start next to Martinez, just as a depth piece.
Depth. I'd like McKinney as depth.
Yeah.
I can see that. I would definitely have Smith as depth. Yeah, but he can't be a starter on my team.
Right.
If you want to go after New England guys, I mean, there's just one on this list. Then there's also Jayon Brown from the Titans, but there's Dante Hightower. He's a free agent.
He's a thumper. We're going to need a coverage linebacker. Martinez is decent, but he's not very good at coverage over the middle of the field.
Miz getting job offers here. What the heck?
Blake Martinez can restructure his contract and save us $7 million. Leo Williams can restructure his contract and save us up to $13 million.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did not know. Go ahead,
That's
Alex.
pretty good.
Personally, I know a lot of people don't trust this this guy on Twitter. His name is Film Talk Football, and he got a couple of things right in terms of sources and whatever. With that being said, he did say Joe Shane, the Giants can clear about $25 million if they restructure the contracts of Williams, Bradbury, and Galladay. But I mean, with Bradbury, wouldn't you just want to get pieces for him? I mean, it's the final year of his contract. How many years are you going to extend him?
And he was getting burnt a lot too.
I will tell you this. I think Bradbury is the type of corner that Wink like.
Stupid.
Man, you should have.
But I think Bradbury. I think he will work with Bradbury.
Oof,
to be honest with you.
No, that McCaffrey's contract is huge, and he's coming off an injury
Again.
Why would they trade for McCaffrey when they got blocked? That makes no sense.
Someone was proposing a trade on Twitter today for Deshaun Watts that was like Bradbury, Barkley, a first and like a third or something.
That's
they
not
never
going to
go
happen.
for it.
Exactly.
Not happening.
You will probably have to get Bradbury, Barkley, Jones, and 2 first-round picks with like a second and a third at least.
Yeah, it's not Bill O'Brien.
Oh, they're going
making
to.
moves anymore.
Nate Solder's not coming back. It was his 5th year. We'd have to sign him to a brand new contract, and Nate Solder will be gone.
is gone too.
Yeah.
Plus, Mara already said he's not even considering it until this guy solves his cases and stuff. So,
Right. I mean, these people that are giving these cheap deals, do you guys have like a car for sale? I know I could talk them down if you're willing to give up a Pro Bowl quarterback for that and that kind of a cheap deal or just offer that, man. I got to get a car from you guys.
Well, fake Jordan, Renan, I will be covering the East-West Shrine game on Wednesday, and Joe will be doing the Senior Bowl on Saturday, so tune in.
Yes.
Trying to find my way around, and I was trying to ask some people earlier. I haven't gotten any responses, and this would be a huge hole in my school schedule, obviously. But tickets seem pretty cheap for the Senior Bowl game itself. I just want to know during the week, do you need a media pass for you to go to practices and stuff?
I think you do, Alex. I would love to do that too, bro. To be honest with you, I would love to do that, bro.
Alex, don't worry. You just show up there. You tell him you know the Miz. You're good. You walk right in.
You are.
Where is it? In Alabama?
Mobile, Alabama.
The Vikings signed a quarterback for a long time.
Oh, we got the neck in here now.
Well, unless you're the water boy, Mike Glennon, you damn sure not gonna be a quarterback. So
right. Right.
Put you in a damn zoo with the giraffes. Let you play with your brothers.
Draft neck Glennon.
Oh,
that's crazy.
It's going to be interesting to see. Is Trubisky going to come here? He's going to be a free agent. Does Garoppolo come here? I mean, what are the 49ers going to ask for Garoppolo to get traded? A fourth?
No, Garoppolo should not stay within 100 meters of New Jersey itself.
Oh,
No.
I think it's going to be Trubisky because I'll tell you why. When Coach Harbaugh was on WFAN, was it yesterday with Carton and Evan, and they asked him that very question about bringing Trubisky here to challenge Jones, and the way he answered sounded like very much so that the guy's coming here.
could be.
So
It could be. Yeah, I could see this, Zach. I really could see him going to Pittsburgh.
yeah, you should, man. If he wants to succeed, he'll go to Pittsburgh.
They're just nuts. I mean, my friend's a Steelers fan, and I try telling him this all the time.
Yeah.
They're going to be like the Giants and just eventually get stuck in their own way. Because they last year they fired their offensive coordinator and they kept their quarterbacks coach as the offensive coordinator. That offense did not succeed. And then their GM's going to be gone after the draft, so they're going to make another in-house hire. And then for quarterbacks, they're sticking with Haskins and Rudolph. They already said that. Tomlin said that specifically. So they're going to, in a couple of years, I don't think they'll be good, my opinion.
I said, the NFL, and not only that, the Steelers are in the AFC, and you look at all them quarterbacks
I'll
in
be
the
right
AFC.
back. I'll take a smoke break real quick.
All right, Pat. Now you look at the AFC right now. The AFC is loaded with quarterbacks. Loaded for the next, 15 years. So that's going to be the division where all that star power is, because you're going to have Allen, Mahomes, Herbert. Yeah. Does Tua break into that? We're not going to know for another couple of years with Tua, because the situation with Miami is just ungodly right now. Does Deshaun Watson come back? If so, with what team? AFC, NFC? And look at all the teams that are on the downfall right now. Green Bay's might be on the downfall. We know the Saints are on a downfall. Pittsburgh, we just talked about them. They're
They have a lot of
questionable.
free agents.
It's questionable. Dallas might be on the downfall. This season, this draft, this free agency is going to be very interesting to see the moves that are made. We're already seeing it right now with the GM candidates that are being hired, the head coachings that are being hired, all the rumors that are going around. So,
yeah,
go ahead.
My friends said to me on one of the live streams, he's like, "Oh, well, we could trade it for Russell Wilson and then draft Kenny Pickett." I'm like, "That's no, you would have to give up a first round pick for Wilson. That's not happening."
Lamar, yeah, that's the guy I missed.
Nope, not happening.
It does suck. I'll stand right with you, Lamar. It does suck.
It's the purpose was to make the NFL look good, and it failed.
Big time. It does have some upside to it, though. It really does, because the Giants interviewed Poles first, and that got him some notoriety, and he got a job from that. So there is something to take away from it, that, okay, guys are getting notarized, okay, because I was probably one of the very few people talking about Poles as a GM candidate.
Yeah.
And I brought his attention to Pat, and we were on Poles trade. We wanted Poles here. I liked his resume. I liked how he developed and how he grew in what he did. So if we got him, I would not have been upset.
Yeah. And my thing with this whole lawsuit, I'm not going to get too much into it because I have to go in just a second. But the whole thing with this lawsuit is, Poles was a finalist. Poles was a finalist for the job. He came in for an in-person interview.
Yes.
The Giants actually had legitimate interest in Brian Flores, and then they brought in Leslie Frazier for a second interview. Not to mention they looked at Patrick Graham for a head coaching job. You didn't have to do that. You could have just said, "Bye, Patrick." You could just walk out the door. They did that stuff. So you know what? And then obviously you'll have those select people that say the Giants are racist. They had the first black player in the NFL, Emlyn Tunnell, who's a Hall of Famer.
Right.
And Jerry Reese, GM for over 10 years. So you know what? Mara's a lot of things. He's a scumbag, but I don't think he's racist. And I think it's just baseless claims. Now, if you want to make the claim, that the organizations are screwed up with the Dolphins, that's some straight up fucked up shit. The Broncos, I mean, that's just.
Well, That's the next thing I wanted to talk to. Do you guys think that the Mannings are going to buy the Denver Broncos? Because it's been leaked. Peyton Manning wants to buy a football team. He's been saving all his money and his assets to buy a football team. Do you
And they
think
just
him
went
and
on
his
sale
brother?
today.
Huh?
And they just went on sale today. So
Right. You
it's
think the
very
Mannings own a football team?
Usually you see fans try to buy football teams rather than people that actually want to get involved. But I'm not ruling it out. I think it would be a good thing for the Broncos, an actual football mind, not just a fan who's trying to meddle like John Mara or Shad Khan. But I think it definitely would be interesting, and that wouldn't be a bad idea. But the thing with the Broncos, I feel like it's just going to go to not Peyton, and if he does, he'll probably end up buying them. If he has a legitimate offer, I think it might just go to some rich scumbag who just wants the team just to show it off.
I like the guy that runs Amazon or whatever.
Jeff Bezos, yeah.
Yeah, he's got billions of freaking dollars.
Yeah. Well, that's the world we live in. Anyway,
right.
I gotta pop out. I actually have to record a mini podcast. I want to thank, obviously tell Pat when he comes back. I don't know if Lou's still here, but I appreciate you guys having me on for a little bit.
Love having you on, Alex.
Yeah, I'm still here, brother. I was just listening to your sake.
Appreciate it. Love your takes, man. Go subscribe to Big Blue in the Bronx. He does Yankee Talk too. His brother's a Jets fan. They do a lot of live streaming.
He always throws that your brother's a Jets fan in there.
Hey, he's proud of being a Jets fan. All right. What can I say? He bought a Sam Darnold jersey. All right. Look at me. I bought a Daniel Jones jersey. What the hell? I might be in the same boat as he is.
Yeah, he had a Mark Sanchez jersey at one time, but that's a different story.
Oh my God.
And Brandon Marshall, but there's a lot of those bad jerseys.
Oh my God.
I've only bought one bad one as of right now, but with that being said, I'll get out of your hair. Peace out, guys. Thanks for having me.
Man. Have a good one.
Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, it's been a busy day, really, if you really think about it. Bezos, yeah, that's what I say. I think Chris, Brian, me and Miz are going to have some sexy time after the show. Oh man, I'd ask for video, but Peyton might. Yeah, that's what I mean. Could you imagine if him and Eli and Tom Brady put a group together?
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, that's just it. Broncos are worth about $4 billion. Yeah.
This is the only one thing I wanted to say about the Flores situation. Whatever comes out of it over time, this is the only thing that I don't understand why this guy would go there. I mean, I get what he's doing, but he's 38 years old, right? He's 38 years old, 39.
Right. Yeah, he's a young guy.
He has to know that as soon as he filed this lawsuit against the NFL, his career is over.
The warehouse.
I hope he understands that, man. So he'll make some money out of it. He'll get paid to go away, just like Kaepernick was. But you don't get to coach in the NFL again, and you're only 38 years old. And I think that's a mistake.
Kim, there's only one Miz, all right? And after Miz is done with you, you ain't gonna be the same. So I'm not even gonna bother trying to get in on that one.
You don't want to have me and Kim together in a room. That'd be bad. I'll probably go to jail that night.
Oh, yeah. That's what I hope doesn't happen.
She stepped down from the NFL Network. I don't know why yet. I don't know what she's got cooking, but
I heard that her contract was up and they didn't renegotiate it or re-sign it. So look for her probably to go to Fox or something.
Oh, all right. Well,
that's what I heard, is that they didn't offer her a new contract.
I'll find out the next time she's on the Fan. I'll give her a call.
She said she's going to ESPN.
Yeah,
yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I know. You're on ESPN.
You're right, crazy. You're right.
Well, Joe, I'm gonna pop off because I'm falling off. I'm tired.
All right, my guy. Not a problem.
Yeah, we'll see this week with the Reese's Pieces Bowl.
Well, everybody that's watching, next Tuesday night, it's going to be on this guy's channel right down below me. It's going to be on your channel, this Man Cave. So
hopefully Kim Jones will join us.
right. Look at that. Sending you love and
She knows I
hearts.
love her. I love her. I love Kim Jones, and I love her when she calls me Big Poppy. So,
Big Poppy. Oh, I can't. I'm getting in trouble. Oh, look at that. She says she'll hop on the stream with you.
Yeah, she'll hop on the stream. I know.
Yeah, right.
Her and 6 other faces, right?
Right. Yes, that's what I would get too. No, I ain't gonna put that up there. Who do you think's gonna coach the Vikings? Probably Harbaugh. He's not gonna get on a plane and go interview if he doesn't have a really good chance of getting the job. Right. He's got a new contract at Michigan right now on his desk. He wants to come back to the NFL though. He wants that ring.
That's a good spot for a beautiful stadium, nice city, and the team has talent. Vikings,
right.
So.
Yep, it does. It's got pretty good defense over there. But if Harbaugh goes there,
he likes to run the ball, right? Likes to run the ball. You got Cook. So
Cousins will be gone. They're going to figure out a way to get rid of Kirk Cousins. Harbaugh will get his quarterback.
Yeah, that's true. Stupid. Say I'm wearing the smallest bikini. All right, that's it. I'm out of here.
All right, Miss. Take care.
Have a good night, guys.
Miz, have a good night, brother.
Oh, she's in the hot tub.
I said, have a good night, Miz.
Have a good night. Now I'm gonna have nice dreams tonight.
Yeah, me too.
Later.
Yeah, crazy as hell.
No, we ain't crazy. We're just old. You want the Dolphins to hire Bill O'Brien? Oh my goodness. Oh, I saw the LOL. I will be doing the Senior Bowl Saturday at 1 o'clock, 1:30, whenever it goes. Pat will be here. Hopefully Lou can stop in from time to time. James, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. All my supporters, like, subscribe, ring that bell, get notified when we go live. And we go on each other's channels a lot. So make sure you subscribe to at least the 3 of us, the Miz down below. We're always doing a call in or a later, my guy. But yeah, I'll definitely be doing the Senior Bowl. Lou, you got a fight coming up here soon?
I think so. I need to go back and look at the date, but yeah.
I could have swore you had a fight. Leather to the face will be.
Yeah, I do. I did have one, but it got canceled because of COVID. I had the Triple G fight coming up, but.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember. Favorite part of the press conference was when he kept interrupting the reporters, making sure they knew how to say stuff. When he was digging back into them, bald and bearded. Yeah, that was my favorite part. When he was giving the press the raspberries right back. He wasn't going to take anything. I'm putting that up there. Rename that to Giants next quarterback. Oh, no. I don't want Kirk Cousins at all. I do not want Kirk Cousins. I'm sorry.
Brian Dable, and neither do I.
Do what now?
I said neither does Brian Dable, and neither do I.
Right.
I'm sorry. I forgot I got to be close to this thing.
Oh, you're fine. That's why I gave you a boom mic now. It's hard to remember. You're used to that earbud in your ear. It is what it is. But there's our right-hand man, the leader of the posse, coming back. The big chief.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
I don't know nothing about all that.
Oh.
I don't follow nobody.
Trade Daniel Jones for Matt Ryan. Are you serious?
Matt Ryan's got a huge contract.
And that's a win now move.
Right. I think Daniel's going to be fine. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really
I
do.
think they bring in Trubisky. To be
I do
honest with you.
too. It's looking like that. The rumors are sounding like that. He's a free agent. He's only going to cost what, $2 million, maybe $3 million at the most.
2-3 million, maybe.
You know, he might be that guy. You know, he got a raw deal in Buffalo. He was under Daboll with the Bills. He was the
Dable.
backup or Dable.
Dable.
Thank you. We're still going to have to learn to get them names right. It's going to take a while. He knows what he's getting. Dable knows what he's getting with Mitch Trubisky right now.
I will
He
say
knows-
this: if Jones sucks the first 4 to 5 weeks, he will be in playing. For sure.
Right. Well, you know, when you run wide open, you look over your shoulder. I've fallen down too. You know, it is what it is. I mean, you could say the guy got a 60-yard gain out of it.
Shit, that was a damn near 80-yard game.
Right.
That
Yeah,
play was from like the 13-yard line.
Right. I mean, what the hell? I mean, 60, 80-yard gain. Well, yeah, okay, so what?
And we still scored on the drive, so I don't
no
see
worse
what the
than
issue was.
DK
Everybody has
Metcalf
a blooper.
chasing down what's his name, you know? Yeah, I get it. He got chased down, but if he got chased down and caught, there would have been nothing. But because he looked over his shoulder instead of looking up at the Jumbotron.
No. See if he tripped and fell and fumbled or something.
No, he doesn't have the attitude nowhere near Jay Cutler does. Jay Cutler got traded to the Bears because he called out John Elway.
And Jay Cutler was an absolute
Bum and a drunk.
Right. Franchise tag the backup quarterback. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That would be expensive.
He'll be getting paid almost the same amount as Josh Allen.
Right. Well, you know, I said, Namar, I kind of like it because now we're looking at a different direction. It's not just Buffalo Bills staff. Now we're going to see what Dable can put together without having to raid one organization's team. So This might be a positive. It might be a blessing in disguise.
And let's say if we get that Chiefs quarterback coach, he may be able to stall some plays with Kadarius Toney like Tyreek Hill.
Right.
So,
or we get the guy from the Saints.
Yeah.
And he could turn Saquon Barkley into
Kamara.
Alvin Kamara.
And maybe we could use Well, nah, Galladay's not on Michael Thomas level.
No, he's not.
Michael Thomas is a route runner to be that big.
Brian Dable is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my!
I just want to know what happens if Daniel Jones reverts back to his rookie year and throws almost 30 touchdowns this year.
Oh man!
Then what people are going to say?
Oh, we should have signed him his fifth-year contract.
Yep. Yep.
Now we have to pay the guy $40 million.
That's exactly what they're going to say. Well, a little announcement. I'm at 975.
Nice, Pat. 25 away. We got to get this guy to 1,000.
I'm at 650.
Nice. I'm at 261.
Look at that.
But subscribers.
But a month ago you were at 130.
Right.
Yeah.
I've doubled in a month. I want to thank everybody for that too. Watching. If you stuck around this long with us, we're going to 2.5 hours now.
Yeah,
probably
that time for me, man.
Yeah, I was just gonna say probably time for us to end it. So you want to go with some final thoughts here? I want to appreciate everybody. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Big Pet Sports Talk, G Nation. We're always doing something live, and his camera's not available, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Any last thoughts?
Lou?
1 second. God darn it. Having technical difficulties here.
Sunspots. It's sunspots.
All right. Shit. Now, final thoughts are Breaking news: Giants go 11-6. Back to you, Pat.
All right. On that note, I believe Pat will be live.
Tomorrow, I think around 2, because I think that's the East-West Shrine game.
Yep. And then you also got at 9 o'clock.
True Big Blue podcast. I think it's on Lou's channel.
No, it was on
I
Lou's
think-
last week.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was
Lou's had it
supposed to
the
be
last
on
2
yours.
weeks.
It was supposed to be on yours, but you said do it on mine.
Right.
He said, Brian Dabble said, Big Pat just subbed on my 7 accounts. Well, thank
Woo!
you.
Thank you. We don't know yet about the tight ends. Garrett and Judge are too conservative with Jones. You're right. They didn't.
He said
They
Big
didn't-
Pat
and-
just subbed on 7 accounts. What'd he say?
He said he just subbed on my channel with his 7 accounts.
He
Right.
said, I subbed all of y'all on my 7 accounts. Oh, wow.
Right. Thank you. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we put in the work. We get tired. We do need our beauty sleep. Make sure you come on tomorrow, 2 o'clock, East-West game on Pat's channel, Big Pat Sports Talk, and then the True Big Blue podcast. We'll all be there tomorrow night. We'll wait for breaking news. Y'all have a good night.